All right, obi answer wo said the tie no said ye share mo boss ye de bebre mo no time na so say as I say ye de ye second episode of what ya na program de bro. Now at the moment no ye try see benya ye panelists ni na ya check you bia mic level ni bibia na afi ye tumi de dwumadi no ato so. Na ye best say ye kasa ni na no na u follow ye page ane na u follow ye page what ya na said ya we hunu WOATA ana ANAA now the question mark the account home pacho so what TikTok on kwandi abomodi na follow yen who Facebook so follow yen. We also have a YouTube page that we've not activated yet. Now so no yeah most of your content yeah the talk TikTok na sunti ya best say you grew together no mobile modern ama in na to me I support one another by like supporting us by following and making sure that most mobile to me has spread it the seminar so in the still I expect to say a panelist never so that you will be able to go on into my yeah Django back confirm now while we wait for them to also show up.
What's your name? What's your name? You, Yate, Fudge Data, no crack. What's your name? JTA. Asam Ayeti. It's Mumayanina, Yantisha, no crack. Knowledge strengthen the nation. Responsible leadership grows through accountability.
Yes, no crack. Responsible leadership grows accountability. Yegusua train your panelists and so to me joining here. Mesrel, more joining me with YouTube, say unfortunately, we were not able to bring the guests inside the studio like that. So we are using the TikTok. And however, every discussion, Biano, you are welcome to also share your idea about it. Thanks for joining us. Man, who say Amanya Kwa joining. I don't know. Naya, how are you doing today? Sir. And then she page in so nama Adolfo Kakre shout out. I think I can see certain people there while we still prepare to wait for our guests. I was hoping say by now they would have at least one of them would have joined for us to Thursday, I think, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I'll keep pressing up so you can give people on there some shout outs and thank them for joining us.
Yes, okay. Good evening to each and everyone. And pardon us, I'll go to the English language, whilst my brother will also go with our local dialect. So we are going to balance this for a successful show. Good evening, those daughters of Kenaya, and we thank each and everyone for coming on board this evening. Wherever you hear us from, diaspora, around the globe and the world, we thank everybody. Kama Israel, we see you. We thank each and everyone for supporting the program and gifting us as well. Please jump into our page, that is What's Diana, and go and follow the page for us. Share the link as many as you can so that this program will be a successful. Good evening to each and everyone, and please stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We are here for you, and we are here for the progress of this country. Thank you so much. What's Yana? Have you heard? Over to you.
That's a panaya. It's for now more follow your Watiana page and Ankasa de Maya said the Americano. Now who follow the Maya. Very important. Say as the battle is getting fiercer, as the things are getting harder, we get more platforms that we can use to educate people, inform people, and also keep government accountable. these type of platforms are very important. So eno na ebeboa ama sebe yen nsɛm a yɛkyɛ no ebetumi ayɛ den ebetumi edu akyire sɛ yɛn kwan yɛ betena akyɛ na sɛ nsɛm no entumi enkwa nkodu nipa no dodo no a na adwuma yɛ na akɔyɛ sɛ entumi enwie pɛyɛ ɛno nti ɛbɛsrɛ sɛ o hwɛ yɛn wɔ YouTube ɛno ne first day a o finding about Watiana a public affairs yɛmfa ne sɛ team a yɛate a ɛwɔ Canada, Toronto, Canada ha sɛ yɛanaasɛ yɛmfa ne sɛ Canada yɛuse ɛde keep government on its toes, also to educate the masses, making sure say as much as we do politics with honesty and do politics with dignity. You know, we usually pride ourselves on more on research oriented and fact-based shows. So person who say no crane saying it here, idea no saying it here, one bias, bias. That is what Watiana series no seeks to do. You know, and then the first day I would say and can bit me follow our TikTok. Said I'm kind Watiana WOATE na anano ANAA. Mama Modiana mon follow na into me call. Naya and then there is a lot of things on our plate today, and I just hope that the people are ready to receive it, since we come here to really talk about nothing and nothing but the truth. There is a very worrying situation at Air Coast Ghana. Say a kasi yibua atenia. Say ye atenia etene. And I say a kasi ye judiciary adwuma. As I say a idea etene. Na and then due to the nature of the way our NDC for our current leadership, run near me. Ama ase ebinom dwene say na ede na AC ewo Ghana ebano eye yen laws any yen judiciary mu ede na ekoso. I believe say we owe it a duty to the people. Say almost to me ehu dia ekoso. Na ombema omani ada ho no ma properly informed, because usually na ya na make say when you are not informed that and ya na obi to me yeden obi to me ebuli wana so obi to me fa so, but when you are well informed that it is hard for somebody to come in and deceive you. Nti eneno pretty much enone juma ye be di wa ha ye be discuss Sedinam Temaklo the case ya akobe. You better talking about Chema Untumi, the 20 years I had the man na ya pense mu ehu hawa yebesi ayeno. Me patro yese honorable Sampaya, but I don't see patro obi tumi ama ye ni name a na ke tumi add no why production team obi tumi ama honorable Sampaya ama ye hu ni name we use for TikTok patro ebeboa na ye tumi ene na ye. Because I see a start here opening introduction, maybe be a time no so I got a few minutes depending on me pacho what joining I Felix Apia political zone the and so Jumedia did any Watiana Watiana. This is our second episode and it promises to be a nice one in Tiabesre. More sticky around Namon Koson country afofro na say joining into me and started program not successfully. Production. I don't know, but I don't see honorable. I don't know where he joined from. So, sir, if you can let us know the name he is using, that would do us a lot of good. My Yehudia will use wa. That's it. 3 minutes. Kama Israel, we Baulina also that's also I join. Monko some tap screen is on my na you how no. So we're supposed to have a lawyer who is supposed to be joining us to take the legal side, We would also be having Dr. Enoch who we have had here. Okay, so there's a user here. I have to follow. Then user name not here. We're trying to locate him, but we let me see the user again. 34. Naya, do you see 3481? Do you see any 3481 on your side that you can invite on? Because I see the name written Sampine, but then I can't see him under to add. That is the thing. I was hoping to. Yeah, I'm looking underneath here to add, but I don't see him on. His name is not registered. It's here for.
I don't see it here even.
Yes, all right. So is any of our? I was hoping he'll request. Please, Honorable Sampine, if you could hear us, you press on where it looks like two people, two heads. If you could press on that, it will give us a signal and then we could pick you up. If you could press that, that could do that for us. This is okay. We give ourselves 5 minutes and then the program will be on and going. So, Lady Naya, how is Ghana? They say Terry need to say, boy, and Komokakra while we prepare ourselves.
Thank you so much, senior brother. And once again, let me use the medium to congratulate you once again. You've done so well.
Thank you.
Yes, our Canada branch communication officer one. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to say that as it stands now, Ghana and yet baby at 7. Yes, I don't know, the customer. Ghana and your baby a safe place for all of us, irrespective of your political color. But we know that NDCs are really swimming in their own, enjoy, regardless of previously, but we share a lady almost year with a memo. The promises, promising the ordinary Ghanaian, especially the 6 million that voted for them, did not be able to execute one promise. But what we are seeing from them, you said they are abusing power, they are abusing our judicial system, and they are preaching what they are not acting or they are preaching what they are not doing. And and what are we seeing? And they are using the power now they can use it to govern the country very well, especially to make the ordinary Ghanaians comfortable when it comes to policy, when it comes to social interventions, when it comes to our health, education. Where are we seeing? And the teachers for social military, and everything access to the fact that field system, na a memo no mo beku amagana for and na omo dia TSC MPP for so 7 which you want dia who is that say then what's the essence and what's the need of us having our judicial system over there? It's not working for us, especially when this NDC came in and led by John Dramani Mahama, your president. Now we share the third term, we make us the third term because Atamos come one. The third term we now we share it's either here nor there. And we all have questions. We all have conscience. What you are doing right now, you think, say, oh, yeah, MPP. But it's affecting the country. It's affecting a lot of people. The promises now with the buy now 6 million have trusted you to vote for you. It tells you, say, you have a long way to go. It's getting to 2 years. And what are we seeing? One arrest to the other. 24-hour economy that they promised us. The NDC party promised us. What are they using it for? Every minute, every second, making an arrest. And it has not made sense for all of us. So we are saying that Ghana is not safe for us. We have a politics of change. Now you have to crunch na baby I'm Ghana ain't safe, especially and this we are almost and it's so pathetic.
Naya, give me 1 second. Please, for the guest, you need to follow my page. Press on the plus thing, because it looks like maybe because you're not following, that is why I cannot see you. Intimesra, I've followed all of you. I've clicked on your page to follow. So if you can also follow, then I could see you, because it looks like that's what the problem is. Honorable Sam Pacho Mehum, me follow Intino ka ufollow back. That I think that will make it more visible for me to see. I don't know why this thing sometimes does that. That is technology. I can't even type them and even invite them. That is the sad thing. So split up. Nope. Okay, so billionaire accept no. Billionaire. Who is billionaire again? Who uses the name billionaire? Pacho Billionaire, you've requested. Can you write your real name or your name that we know you are? Yes. Yes. Lawyer, we've been trying to also see you. You say, yeah, you are on now, but right now the only person that has requested to join is billionaire, and I'm trying to see Honorable Sampine as well. I don't. Do you see them? Do you see them, Naya? Because I don't know what's happening. Yeah, please. Okay, thank you, billionaire. Thank you. Right now we are trying to get our guest on. Okay, so once that is done, then we could talk about Bawumia campaign. All right. For now, we're doing something here. Can't see them. I can't see them either, but they happen to be here. You know what?
We cannot also invite us.
No. Production, can you guys give Zach, give the link I gave you for the in studio? Please just give that and let them join there. Please. Because time is going. Let them join there. That is straightforward. They just join and they just come on, and then we will just feed it to the thing. Feed it to the TikTok. Please. Yes, Dr. Umu, thank you for joining. You see, she requested, she's been here. So, Mr. Zach Production, please give the link now, give the StreamYard link rather to them and let them join from there. Evans, thank you guys, and sorry for keeping you guys. Mr. Billionaire, no, we have a program going on right now. So please, if you can hold on a bit, we are not taking public opinions yet. After the program, no say when we start picking up people, then that can come in. Did Zach even get what I said? Yes. Please, everyone, click the link Zach has given you for our guest, because it looks like the TikTok is giving us a problem and we need to get going. We already 7 minutes past our time and we haven't even started our introduction. So please, thank you so much, Murphy. And Patromon Tapo Sonamon share screen in my way. Most of YouTube and also do the same for us, Mr. Mupi. Mr. Mo, just allow your camera and allow your your mic, and then that will be it. Because I tried to even look here to see them and I can't. Aguni Chamber, welcome. Thanks to all the soldiers in the battlefield. Thank you all. Let me try it again. If I can see them again. No, still. Edward Benjamin Labi, Pacha Debi, Frederick Boedi, Debi, Justice System. I know that's my brother Joe. Mr. Blesenock finally got in. And please, this time around, we will require our guests to turn on their cameras, please, with all due respect, this time around. Yeah, Mr. Ufori, I don't know, but I'm actually looking out for you, even in the, I don't know, maybe a day I will use, but oh yeah, Nana, we like something, because sometimes TikTok picks the first name out, or the sign it up, what they will name you as. So I don't know. And I'm looking for Honorable Sampine and I can't find him either. AO_Ray. I don't see that. Please, there's a link. Could you join through the other link instead too, please? So maybe if that can work. Lawyer Reynolds, Mepacho, there is a link. I don't know if Zach or someone facilitated you with that. If you can click on that also, that will work perfectly fine. Yes, Mr. Zach.
Yeah. So I've sent the links to them.
Okay. So for those of you, yes, for those of you having a problem, please come in here so we could accept you. And then,
Mr. Renon, if you check on your DM, I've sent you the link. Please
just click on it. That's it, and then we are good to go. Once again, I'll be reminding Obia say, we are what a new team, rapid response team, and as a team, they keep government accountable with facts, data, and the truth. As much as say politicians, try say no credit to their no credit. Not baby so as politics, politics. But ultimate goal is to keep Ghanaians informed, keep them very educated with the things that goes around them, and also to keep government on their toes. So that is our main focus, and that's our main purpose. Follow ya, no follow ya. TikTok. What ya na se mi yimitia na ohwa what ya na no bo kese pa WOAT na ode ana so aye den aka ho Mr. Evans na manya akwa mo hwe YouTube ye be say mo be call na yetumi enimu ni na aye. Still what I have is Dr. Humu and then Dr. Enoch. Production advice. What do I do now? We are past 10 minutes into our time. So if production, if you could give me directives as to what to do next. Because I was waiting to see them so I could onboard them here, but I can't. And I've been going back and forth trying to find them. I can't. None of them. Who is someone? No, Mr.
I think I saw Mr. Sampine type his name.
He typed his name, but then when you look here, you can't find him. He's not here. Because it will give you the people who are watching you live, right? And then from there, you can send an invite to them. They might be on TikTok, but if they are not watching your live, they are not going to pop out as people that are watching you for you to invite them.
Have somebody call him and help me. Myself, I've struggled for the last 30 minutes because I'm not a TikTok person. I don't know how to navigate my way. And it is so for people who are not in younger generation like Naya, we are old.
Yeah.
So if somebody can call the honorable man and help him run, I needed that somebody
Okay, so I have Mr. Reynolds here. Good.
Somebody.
All right.
Am I on?
Yes, please. You are on, Mr. Reynolds. You are very on. Can you hear me?
Am I on? Yes, please. You are on, Mr. Reynolds. You are very on. Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you because I was.
The network went back again. Okay, so we managed to get Mr. Raymond on the StreamYard.
But I can't.
His network. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
But the audio is on. I can't.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you from the laptop, but not on my phone.
The audio is on. I can't.
Okay, so what you need to do,
yes, I can hear you from the laptop, but not on my phone.
The laptop is going to give you a feedback. So you have to mute the volume of the laptop. Because it's two sounds clashing, right? So you have to mute the laptop you are monitoring with.
So you have to mute the laptop you are monitoring with. And then you have to mute the laptop you are monitoring with. And then you
Okay. Yeah. Once I mute, I'm not able to hear you, right? From the phone. I don't know why I was not able to join in from the laptop, but also not sure why I'm not hearing you from the phone. So
I believe I can hear you, but I don't know why
I can hear you. I believe I can hear you, but I don't know why you can't hear you.
Okay, so what I will do is that there were two links, right? Let me look at the other one. This is StreamYard. Let me look at the first one that was sent, if that will work. Just a second, please. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. So when you monitor with one device, it's always gonna give a feedback. It's gonna give a crushing feedback. Ebusian, I would like to start this program because time neko, and we are keeping our audience waiting, and that's not for me right now. So please let's start the program. I'll start off with the Naya. We're supposed to have our guests. I believe you are aware of them. If you watch on the page, we have Mr. Reynolds. So if you could read from, I don't know. No, it's gonna be hard for you today, right? Because you don't have your second device. Damn, what a day. But anyways, we are on. Okay, so I will read that then, and then you could send a cano. Also be to me the one no at to movie. One can be kind bro for no one to mean kind, then you may try na my kind bro for no na yeah, they are no more started. All right. Until mebo enyom baako na from there no yeah, they no ewura yeah yinimu. Okay. Enko. Hello, Mr. Japan.
Yes, Motimenka.
You're talking about
okay, right, then I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, honorable Sampan, so okay. All right, we are good. So, honorable Pato, good evening. No. All right.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, honorable. Honorable Pato, what's the anchor?
Yeah, good evening.
Evening, honorable Sampa. I'm saying, network na
Hello, good evening.
Evening, Honorable. About Anio. Oh, Erade. Some George network near here, Jumao.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't but that's any stable kakra but yeah, I believe say as the program goes on, catch on. As I say the I stable kakra. Me patch oti yanka.
I'm a joke, Papa.
Correct. Now we that's it. Inti echo. Okay, so what will happen then they say? Okay. Me patch still echo. Still aye and still
Still about the I will catch that and repeat. And you will catch that and repeat.
Okay. Now, when me patch all the BBM monitor now, all the device BM monitor on the side.
Let me use Miami phone. I'm not monitoring anything.
Me patch you. And yeah, I think say it is a little technical glitch now. MISR problem. No, it shouldn't be so. Doc, sorry. Mr. Japan, me patch, do you also get a feedback or what side you okay?
No, I think now I'm good. Yeah, I could clearly hear you.
You can hear me. So the problem is Honorable Sampain there, no. I'll say man echo. Okay. Honorable Pacho, we may try one test. Pacho, and can we try one test? And can see from na sign through bio nanka we yan share. You see an anka was a click studio join the bio near trade. The Pacho, any day. That's a pan. Inti for what ya na enche abewe nye do awi ntini e be making sure say we will get it on. Dr. Enoch, please would you turn on your camera and then we want to see the guests we are talking to. Our guests have to be people we can see. Intino Yabesre. For those of you who can you can catch this program streaming live on the Political Zone page on YouTube as well. So we are going to put these two faces together to run today's program. First is to make sure say BBI are correct. May try say Honorable Sampain Besen Abebi ka utumi bananka mefana nanka yedi aye. But since ayenya the legal brain waha na yenya Mr. Dr. Enoch, Dr. Enoch Swaha, na lawyer Japan Swaha, and I think the only person missing right now is Honorable Sampain, which he joined, and I believe he will join soon. We can commence today's program. Once again, program me Watiana Naya said the only programmer ya day educating, ya day inform, now you making sure say you keep government accountable. And as much as we are politically affiliated, no, our delivery and our way of doing things, will let you know. Say it is for the betterment of Ghana. And until best stress, I feel no joining a more type so now more share. Say the other people can also know. Say but also honorable network ne hand but abeto. I mean I don't know. Honorable Pacho, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Pacho, I feel ye kakra.
I'm a tip. I'm say
correct.
Feedback.
Me pacho you, me der radias we there yama kwaba the behind and then no you best start your program now say inipa afi in 90 already. The first thing is a bit of introduction and then from there no yatwaso naya ube to me taking over and we be your guest for no no be here to me. We have I mean like you do have the names, right? So you could so please go ahead, Naya, and let's continue.
Okay, good evening and greetings to each and everyone once again. Yes, we are greeting a warm greetings to Canada branch and all over the world, New Patriotic Party. This is Watiana, and the question goes by, have you heard? If not heard, that is why we are here this evening. And most importantly, we are coming to ask questions that are going to help with our judiciary as far as Ghana is concerned. I welcome each and everyone. We have great personalities here this evening, and it's Ghana time currently, and I don't know about Canada time as well. As we are good to go, please go to our page, Watiana page, and be following the page as well for us. Share it and go to Political Zone, which is Honorable Felix Nakia on YouTube and Facebook, so that you join us this evening. Thank you so much. And this evening we welcome each and everyone. Dr. Please, you are welcome.
Thank
You are
you.
so welcome. How is Canada doing?
Canada is waiting for you.
I don't know. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know whether Honorable Sampai is also hearing me right now. I want to also officially welcome you to the show, Honorable. I hope you are doing so well. We are so pleased and humble.
I'm good by his grace.
Okay.
If you hear me, can you hear me?
Honorable
Yeah,
Pacho. Yes. He said he can hear you. So
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so grateful for your time.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. Over to
Yes,
you.
and then we have our legal brain for today's event.
Okay.
Yes,
Is he here?
he's here. He's on the screen. Yeah, he's on the screen here right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they are out here on the screen now. So I think our flight is ready to take us. So, Mr. Reynolds in Japan, welcome to Watiana platform. Said the Ayakano, your platform media, MPP Canada branch, Ninumani Bia, Yashisha, Yasu Person, Deboa, Ghana mine, and ye shed the air course or Ghana na, Obete, yese, Ubia Cotros, Dumso is back near channel. Obete, yes, Obi Akofa, Sika 50 CD, yes, the Onkofa bill, by 100 million, Emra. Abema system, Nimwa, Yika Crenti, and home common ye be the Nedia Yam then say, panelists are the mobile, honorable Sampine, I believe, say, he will do justice to where history of our political history when it comes to justice and whatever, and he will do a to that. And then we also have the excellent brain of Dr. Enoch here, who would also be giving us the, let's say, the middle ground. Now, we no require more of Emra saying, Emra, say we are Emra, and I say Emra. So that is how our program no ever so because she say in the amateur plan say yenya ye work every chini nano ye the Interpol ebe fayi ni na de yako papa no ne ni abre na yeso ye nyai da. All right, therefore yenya ye guest here men no enne nanka me nua ba na de brofo na me di twi na unfortunately ye be start ya na the phone there been a tablet now just this the reading no so I'll be doing some of the reading especially the introductory not from there no yet to me at the encomono asese so me pacho introduction the mon permit me na me hwese me to me the portokasa at the reading a quick here say pacho sa kwenya ho a me fa portokasa akra enkan ho no na fi from there no yakadia eneye beye na fi program no esua start me born quick me bro for nenye nanso eja sampine oni me teacher ni minim say me fail you aye good evening.
You are allowed. Everything is allowed.
Good evening to our viewers. Good evening to our viewers in Ghana, Canada, and around the world. Welcome to Watiana, the public civic and a political education platform of the New Patriotic Party Canada branch. This program exists to inform the public, create political awareness, challenge misinformation, and hold the NDC government accountable for the exercise of state power. Now, tonight, we are asking a simple question. As we've all gathered here, we are asking a very simple, important question. And the question is simple. Is the law being applied equally to NPP and NDC members? Or are we witnessing one form of justice for government supporters and another for members of the opposition? we know make chirimu kakra de aye kan ne say enne de aye pese ye hu na ne say sebe Ghana aten na say mra no Ghana mra no aso ye di dwuma said ye say ye di dwuma no ana say ye the MPP ni NDC ene ye gina so ema emra no eye adwuma na we na hu ebehia ama esese ye fa empanifo a ombetumi ne yen atena se na ensem no ye biebie mu ene ensem ni bia ye bebisa ye mpanifo a ewa ha yi ana say some of the things here ye bebisa ye mpanifo ewa ha yi no the state of Ghana's judiciary. Say you don't need a soothsayer to tell you their air so mehunu say aban ko nanso mante da say Ghana abakwase mu aban bi to me the year campaign say me ba maami we ana say asemasi meyi na free ho na ampa wa ba aban mu na ampa wetumi apekwan bi e de yi say nipa na free ho na ye nyina ye to din just ampan wa ha ono no he's been in a political I mean like we arena for a very long time. Until bia se bibi say yes dada na yen nimu dia ebi eduruwa ono bema ye hu lawyer so se ono akoye mre nimu ni se bibi sa esi ewe ye mre mu Ghana mre mu da eno so obe kire ye mu na afei Mr. Enoch so eso atoa ye so na afei ye tumi enwu de ye ko ntino sa na ye be call in that order afei so asem ba kwa ye be san aka ho asem se mo be kai a the acquittal of Sedina Temaklu. Sedina Temaklu, Sabi Yan dear, Yanamo, yet social media had dear. Yes, a man can say what ya nan, so yet dear, Shannon Samo, and then the Yama or ye and uncle were chrome for as a sank with them emra ebuano for. Wakotana wheelchair more bagana, emana buying a giant say uncle. Yabe say emra, any dijino, and I say, oh yeah. Aban your tisu hunipa enti ene ye jai no afi yankasa so ya de ni na chema wuntuni no krenya me anim me ba wi ase me read judgment ema me ren who say that na o hwe de enti a ye de chairman akotum for that amount of years na na asem ni di kan esese ye di sebi ye pension mu ni hu de eko afi so the fourth thing ya ebia ibenya ho asem aka ebia no de ye ebia ebeye ni adai this appetite ya abase mahama say 4 years we hu so ye man another 4 years eno so no obufa so achese otwefa ne bo oso opetete mo akọ eno so eyemra ebetumi ayeyi ana se senti eno no time be mu a ena ibidi sa enkomo no but ene question me pese me di bisa ye ni na Ubia answer. Me started the free honorable Sampain ho. There be me kono ho awan sha na akoye yi. Because I'm like okay. Honorable, and can me person me don na start e kwan da ho. Honorable me to me don start e. What me nka?
Yeah, me.
Okay, honorable me person me don start for the politics
of it.
Me pacho you. There me person me bisa ne say a simple question and everyone would answer.
Kind of can be question.
Me pacho you question.
Starting to be a question. No.
Me pacho you. Me pacho question ne say. Me ba. Okay. Or say are NPP and NDC personalities being subjected to the same laws and legal standards? So we are NPP ni, now we are NDC ni. So yeah de emra krona na ADA ni na anaye ene ya wo NPP mra ene wo NDC mra wo wakwaya politician ya winim Ghana politics abakwase mi mama fa won start na mi wi amako legal mind no so de ne dia ba ato mi ntiu
yo me that's ma yenchia obia wo platform so happy so almost so edina dwene e ba na akukuda ma wa fe wo mo so no me chia obia na you say nyame yad ma program kwa wi no ne achimi my justice I justice to the topics no edikan Ghana your constitution no emma obia kwan say ubetumi aye de wo pe a eyem ra kwan it is a way ade bi na fa mra kwan so apan and now mine no it's me too after. Now, so Mbekaya, Yura, Lady Rollins, I went in baby koi. 1992 eba na wiase no ne nsem na edin pa na asem bi wura wona akoka na omo classify under the criminal libel and the senka wo Felix na ka asem bi na tutu se asem no ye de atia wo a enye se bia do bekọ se was you for defamation and bibisa it is treated as something criminal. President Kufuor Bemu Satan and Adam Kufuor no ya Attorney General, Minister for Justice. Mranwa ye criminal libel no efiri ho. Nti akọ kamia say enne senka sembiara no senye ni criminal nature say ye kro no boy wudie ne hu ka ho a. Den ka sembia ni ho asem bi mpo say obeka asem eti obi no say ye kwan a ye koma 100 million cedis bail ni nasefo no. It is the abano no, but no cry woman say, we fear a free January 2025 ebe pemende. And some akoso ewo media numu pa. And crofo akansem. Obisa na nadram kwa Kufuor. And suma ya kachere no, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and suma ya kachere no. Wamu wo NDC brigade, wamu ya TikTokers, wamu die, wamu da sorry ya no, wamu fa microphone isi wamu ni kinkan wamu krata no. The only thing they know is insults. I can give an example. Miankasa currently, regional minister of Asantemem. Because bisa kwese said they are there no ye na bisa say media me hu do ye me hu answer TikTok. Or no ankasa try TikTok live said ye ni say 2 hours. And one in the boys di matem. Some conform di atem asifo nyina no. Obi atini fie di fufu odi na pese. Obi anka hwe ankyere wo. But obi koka say osofu bi si wakum nantwie aduasam mienu. Ema for de NDC da be wini pa. Okwa repeat that statement you know. Minia wo ma bechi no a say wo mo say 1 million cedis bail condition and a farmer. Iti the abu beside no, and na ye kasa idea. A camia quest so ye this ni, and you bet me a dear couldin't me cry to my do pebiano, be unconventional. Nan saying, I'm try to do usual propaganda, name as if for no cancer, say a branch be a young organizer, Waguna is to her baby, so a cassette Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, or more aquachino. But only chen cry, no share content or create a nest to crack a cake. Now, Baba one will come a prosifua member tell a bed yasa. Any moon must see before now more garden in Necono. A branch here to Macotino and this organizer. Or no component, and will be a cranich. And will be a cast, and I think we'll say Pano. We'll back it over no work in a garden. Who can't say which and obey Yedi. Into a camia question, a share only near my warm yeni and a more mutuno. In Su, I quite say, Sana and Semno. Ekoso Ghana ha so we NDC ni dia do be ye bia no free bonto ba we MPP ni ubo wakura na se wano wanchia wano na kugu obi ho a ebuni se ye bonya wa ya ye nchu nkotum enti se moti na muhuna ampampa no de ekoso o manu mu sesi ano
yo me da se honorable Sampine say why justice no na wo pa kire se asa na meko ure Japan ho no se meti dia wo kana se a mo MPP fo ya e na moko yi se obi ko didi abanya tema na obi ka abanya asem a omo nche no mro ne ne ade no na muko yi free ho 2001 President Kufuor penso sa na wo pa kire okay yeah that's it
I President Nana Kufuor but I'm on no Attorney General
yo yeah that's it mesi aba ho na mabisa de nti amoye sa ore Japan me pa twa afi na eduru emra no question na me bisa yi same applies to you. However, since I will lawyer no, I would like to coil it a bit. I would like to coil it in the form say, is the law being applied based on political colors, and does that give fairness and justice to a law? If you can go through that form.
Okay. May I say host Pachawajimenka.
Okay.
Edika, two preliminary views. Madam was opportunity, and particularly to the Odawa branch, Dr. Sadaha, ne Sahada, ne Dr. Umu. I'm contacted me say I should be part of this. Me do almost body. I doing a great job at the Odawa chapter, and let's take this opportunity to thank them for that. And then secondly, also, me contempt to be I'm here to become a lawyer here in Canada. I'll prefer the legal mind, okay? So that the Federation of Law Society of Canada does not, come in to say I'm presenting myself. But very soon, Mobeti said I've qualified here as well. Because normally when you come from anywhere in the world, whether with your law degree or you are a qualifying lawyer, you still have to do some courses here and then enroll again. So that is what we are doing. Intimidamase. Now, yambra substantive issue.
Okay.
Come here and say, Oba Emremwa. You see, said Yana Mumu Piet to say, I can say, justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done. And our chronology of events are about. Now, any legal mind, you tend to wonder really whether there's that uniformity of as it were decisions. Now, first of all, I would like to say is that the judges are supposed to be independent, right? And so we are not really, we can criticize the judges in terms of their output, but really, when you look what would the any events you stand to reason it gives some certain form of what doubt. One, you can even look at the speed at which certain cases are, as it were, handled, the kind of evidence that are adduced, to arrive at those conclusions. Now, for instance, I don't know whether I'm moving too deep, but let me take Suriname Tamoclose issues, for instance. Okay, so at a preliminary, you would see, say, the measure in terms of how we are looking at those two political parties relative to some of these decisions come out are quite concerning. They are very concerning. And Ujina say, and I'm right with there because it do baby. I say, Sebio said, you're penny some cry about who to me money issues also, and yachiwe, yama bill. For instance, with the bill. Normally, what the law requires is that bail is supposed to be proportionate in terms of the gravity of offense to a large extent, So it's not a measure to intimidate or to kind of as it were, collapse or cripple people relative to their speech, right? Freedom of speech, as we have in Article 21 of our Constitution, really, and 17. So it is important, say, the way things are going relative to some of these is a source of worry, and Obi Ojinan Chembia will not think. In fact, just today, maybe about program is not many Madam Fubia Menene Kasa. He appears to be leaning towards NDC, and he was really also very concerned that no, this will play into the hands of MPP. I was just listening to him. Why is he saying that? Because any objective mind, would barely say that no, this can't be true. And so when we go in, I would try to bring some of
problem
relative to some of the articles and relative to the issues in regards to law. Yeah.
Madam Sepa, afi Dr. Enoch. Me pacho bremo e na afi yen start conversation na nkasa. Me pacho mpacho fo enim fefe ne bra o. And na maka say guest bi e ba e say o do picture ba e say yen crop no hu no. For enim bra. Me pacho the same questions na me bisa wo no tie the honorable Sampine ekan ye, utie the legal mind no so ekan ye. Wo as obi a ode yi meka ne say dade nyame also no dade nyame for mo so say na mo so dia elko so emu hu no say na mo hu no
I say complain about ever. No say obi he enche campaign because so bit is Kevin Taylor,
Mhm.
Kevin Taylor,
Mhm.
or Kasama, who said Kasa favor
NDC for yeah.
A change said yeah, Kasa a favor MPP for. Would be at them. And no one said, no, I call near Picard, no, near Unity or Elmo, no, are you free? None of you who say, you will be say, Nano Pat Eura, Mampeni, na Yabona Bomo, Yachero, Kukumu. I think it is but say, Koba say, will be could eat MPP near Temodia, Yanyanepe, and on a mama going to say, and your fan of face, no, Abani by a pen who say, well, pen them. Na case tia NEC4 akukuda mbibili amebobo mudino ohun se wo se we kam evidence ni wa o de beto aso na we twitwa chance mu ne so tie na wa mo ho ato mo form na emom ne fa NPP4 ho de na wo de ahare apentem akutumi agu aten ye nyina ye won la yusi ye pepepepe ye se obi funtum asase ase ye nso no ye ene so se ye betin aso na emom sa so tie ne koye ti se ye MPP4 ana ekuo ba kun fo ko an no ya ye ma so na emom NDC4 ana ko fufuro mo de so mo ye ye mo adibi mo dia na e kamya koye ti se ene mo di enko nti ye ga ko keka ni NDC4 no omutumi editai omo a ene ensa no a ene emasa nti ye desire mo say amami am ye lay person me ye scientist me ye lawyer nti me bisa me ko say does the same law apply to both NDC and NDC mean to me but evidence ne ene matakure bi o ha eche eta say agency okay, I am the highway no MPP4 near that before no and I say if you are there if you some won't be say so yeah offer you for yeah train no I mean you no ya train na tumun and ka we NDC mean no put this up on no and ke be train na tumun na say ke be man na dibi and you ma we cause o ma dwene mu NDC4 and Nibaso because he empesa me the person NDC4 be fail me person o mu Nibaso no mu ye o mu niema yi no mu to me perform good buy for from so ba now I perform it better na ye ko ye nim Jimmy didn't say o mu ya ye ntia kaka
Yo
no
me pa chu me da se pa muni na maka say yi pa na asem a ye ka na he ni na no I believe say honorable Sampan kasa aye no wan ka ba bi ada say obi di bone na SSA your dem ready na me mfindi no that is not what he has said here menwen say lawyer so kasa aye no lawyer so anka say mra ne chi obi a say bi munya no unfortunately ye nuanom ayifo no kabasafo no o kasa aye ntiase ye ba program ase a na ye tworo nsem a sebe mintumi nkan bi o wate na platform yi so e de kire me pa cho ye papa Sampan or the year go back to history and no man something about criminal libel law when you not anywhere anka say obi ya bone a maye nkochira na say obi ye bibi bone a maye ma emrendi no anka sa na lawyer so eye ne man na lawyer me here distinction bi wona obetumi ama me sa distinction na me ntumi nko honorable Sampan ho quick na me ndi eye TikTok for you omochichi as first no more time no the net here and then now no how things are being turned out and then I will give a bite of everybody. Naya, we minimum dry mental voice so what's your who follow proceedings no unfortunately your because we and whole session for you to do but I'll do it on your behalf. So yeah, lawyer, distinction now yes you trying to say. Now I'm reading it so you know brofuno say yeah no akwa before until no ya na brofuno said that I kakra. For some time you person ochre yen yenim so almost say government does not control every court judgment. Omokasa asem no because now omuchie okoka pepepe na say nye government no na no court na edi no government na che no court na di no and when we say you can say judges constitutionally independent, they said they are working no. However, you say both political parties somewhat and I mean they appoint these people to where they are. Now, can a government distance itself from what its judiciary does, as in the case of the Attorney General, state prosecuted criminal investigations now, the decisions about whom to prosecute and not? Can the government be independent and say, okay, we the government in the and now saying the government to be in the know-how of it? From there, no, then I will come to Honorable Sampain, since he has been in power and he will know. Say ebro more power no not sanity not also this perspective no it's media brand so ubet mama is at the extension now.
Okay, medase. I think that the idea kind of say what a constitution powers or the age, you know. And if you look at the arms of government, okay, you have the executive, the judiciary, and as we know, parliament. So the executive has, of course, the AG, as well as the Minister of Justice, Attorney General and Justice. So ideally, in the contemplation of the framers of the 1992 Constitution, the expectations were that political actors, i.e. the AG, whom is appointed by the president, and who panels they empanel, okay, they appoint, these justices and all of that. And of course, through the president and the AG is responsible for who will actually go to prosecute what. Okay. Of course, you have public prosecutors and all of that, but the AG is the head actually in terms of the judiciary. And so, I mean, in terms of government business relative to prosecuting. So, in that context, the ideal situation or the constitution, they are not say even though anka abayin the attorney general or na abayin prosecutor anka was say odi anim na the obey bian, it should go to benefit the larger population of the society. So that is one. So that's the expectation. Now the second aspect of it is that even though it is expected that Enka always show that level of independence, unfortunately, it appears not to be so, particularly when you look at the fact that, I mean, because Ebia or no decisions who to prosecute, Sebio, Yawaha Nomosi oral, right? And then they ramp up a lot of people, or let me even put oral aside. Yawaha Nomosi and Kofoe Galam say, okay? Yes, NDC for yes, Papa B or Ashanti region. I mean, why any one guy be now. Say, let's say I was watching. Time I no near Didi Nasem no. A chakra chance said you I wouldn't to me ahead or much no Mudi Nasem. Okay, so then it moves from the realm and can call forecast. Even though I bind and you no expect this objectivity no. Now it moves to now it doesn't appear to be so. Indeed, ideally that should have been the situation. But of course, who share in a year a buy no a year for prosecution or buy was a nolly prosecutor no enter and nolly prosecutor no. It's either so about reason for so what discontinue case now and I say about reason cry. Near you are to you Collins down that at 2 force and all of that. Now people are more in chamber say nene ready say near you or it you know you when you now be chance why not allow the due process of law to finalize or to end in its logical conclusion, whether or not indeed there was no case for these people to answer. And ideally, it's supposed to be saying, what's a ding? Say a bear poslama, even though the executive or the president had appointed the AG, and subsequently, even some of the justices of the Supreme Court and other justices of the Superior Court, when there's vacancy, it is expected, Anka, after that, there will be some form of independence. But okay, said the prosecution, you be say okay, adena a media so mo galam say BBS oh ye gusu almost a year and a half. Me wa say bio na opposition bi o ba bi de ye chi ni panano. Less than whatever month they have determined the case. You see, and even I'm sure if you look at the level of evidence that they are using, say ebia wire boni yemfani nkotum. Okay, at some point I say, oh, wire boni yemfani obi baya say, oh, evidence or more you see and it was not enough. Into your tuning in a twenty, and on the money very difficult to actually say you can separate what the government is doing from exactly what the AG and the way prosecutorial matters are handled. We can give a brief for the judges somehow, but in all these things, there's a political environment and the optics of it in terms of how the chronology of events, it gives a certain pattern, and that is not healthy for our democracy. The summary of what you question and say, and yes, you can see some balance apart relative to the way prosecution is done. But unfortunately, in this government, it appears you can see a trend which is not good for our democracy. Yeah.
All right, Medase. Honorable, Pacho, my member Hokakra. Lawyer Sanka Mrani de Sanka ye and as a judges Sanka ye independent. You have been in government before. And you have followed politics for some time. Could it be say time wana momo wa bemuno? Mo ye niame bi sa entine bi a NDC for so ba ya omo yes sir. And I said this is something unprecedented. Both His Excellency J. Kufuor time and His Excellency in another time no. Mo judges are mo de call hono. Mo use omo di omo ye political persecutions near there. And untina is there any history? Any history why you could think said they will be doing this?
To the best of my knowledge, Minkai said MPP are buying 2000 to 2008 and 2017 to 2025. Yeah, BBC. Yeah, people were tried, and the people made reasonable comments. Xenophobia. Omuka say Omobebu Supreme Court justices be because of me reap no because of money be sheen and as for them. These are serious comments a year about would they fear, panic, and I did make us a reasonable comments. Besides your person of mine. People were arrested, some were tried, some were jailed. A bit were cautioned. A fact, yes. But say you been wholesale, say you use judiciary no against a certain group. MPP are buying 2 times. Yaba bemunginano. Menkai se bibisa isi. As much as I know, and now I say technology. We can go back to 1992. Pulu, all the clips, you know, the videos, the audios of all these transactions, you know, near Babeshe, near the Atuproso, near Busano Kura, Ewomo. Dear a year clear, the last 8 years of the MPP are buying was the number of times and Kropoya making disparaging statements against the president and Dr. Baumia and other leading members of the New Patriotic Party. They went scot-free. Opia Panessa and Tinu also. One more assembly, you do on court to crown. The court gave them the opportunity. Obise Dr. Opini. And now, this may be a meaningful program. The animal by 8 years, point me a full pianto. Now, yes, they are for pianto and Ukraine. They didn't go for court. You need assembly and you free a bemo. Who buy bemo? But by discontinue all those cases. Said in them, the Yama also as a better one said. But discontinue all those cases. Case a year came. We gave them ample time for them to have justice. If we say, what for be say at forcing, for instance, your man opportunity more appeal bad the war. Dr. Puni, what we court of the High Court, no appeals court, no Supreme Court. Contention about Cope or back a between the baby to me, because you say, a rano and you know, pepper. Not yet will be two another guy will be a now say anytime and now the time will be a bit. It is to the best of my knowledge. Bibia says you somebody may hold some contrary view, but media meaning say we had the history of Ghana. If it 2019 and 1992, a babe pimone, a buyer or use sad discretionary powers, you know, at the year near ma, it's and for 5 days, you know. This buy. I know I'm going to more, you know. Don't bet you on that chair, some bet you on the amount of none of my business, but we are making known to the world, and for it's a fact of which I will frame in prayer, making in prayer, no, is the fact said when they come, the arbitrary use of power, and no one can come on in the history of Ghana. No, a baby and say, wrong than saying this for bears and
Okay. Okay, Doc, me da sepa honorable Sampine na me te won Kansas here in night no or the need about Doc. Wait there 1 minute bite on that. Now let's move on quick. Just 1 minute bite, yeah.
Yeah, fan say MPP so ensa ho entene because here can to my phone so bet to me aka say and I for real 30 US normal and we see but the person me can say said you will be huni biano mean to me can say dear MPP dear or your project dear now so timani move forward and was so much in a pass so and tis uncle Mo and Koma Ubi a wakoma pama or my Ghana no and it was to me this uncle mono. I won't be common for MPP so NDC and that is the stand I'm taking right now. Say you heard the economy. Moma yen to say MPP by no one so ye boninti NDC say that it was see any by a so now yet to me cassette ye Koswa and only Yenny shed any political colors if it no and only a human into will be over or your hardline will be over or only party colors will be over or South one I made to South Fredo say, your mind gun anymore. Maybe when you're professional, when you're politician. When you're neutral, or mind don't know the year. Sandy Panana, anyone this uncle will say, Mumma, had the air so gun. Now, Yagnia say, MPP 4 year, yeah, 4 year, dear. Since I'm here to say, even to me, no judges, no judge in India, or only a referee would not grow. Now, so I brought no idea, a party back, and I hold you attorney general. And the state prosecutor, and all this case we will go after it. Case we will not go after it. I'm not playing my making. I will say, no, I say the name of Temple. I have a semi brown way. You want the 4 year, and there was a dance a woman. No, than you see. Young Fanam Cotton. Until you say, and you won't, Mammy, and Kawi is me. And I would not come up and I secret the alpha on Saturday. And he had who for the Aka say, wait, far. And the other support for you know, Yasheda, your court. I'm here to charge for me as I acquitted in this charge. That be, see, I am a son, me a say, and you can see a divine also say, the debate shouldn't be said, MPP for the
You.
And Timuma said, say, no, you said, yeah, I'm not more and possible. And say, we are Timani, now we need practicalness, now we are professional, now we are patriotic, no, and you and some over there. Casamu, you make us MPP NPP means in the walk as a Intimuma Ryan. So, maybe dimension. Thank
You made that say, I dimension, Ube Kutemu or Wamame. Because Mesme person me can be, but now I'm asking me. Now you're proud to 2024 elections. You were on this app with me.
Yeah.
We saw the fight we had to do. I have never seen a political campaigner, a political party didn't have one message to stick, but rather insult. Now, they use these things. Sometimes we have to come and defend it. Do you think, in your own view, do you think, say, the previous MPP government na me no me no communicate ma omo na omu take isa public insult of elders no lightly say oman like na enya de na ehia omu ntine tumi egi ntini sa na say what do you think of it? Just a bit on that and then we move on.
Okay.
Me sure say I got your point very well, but are you asking say
Oh, there be maybe sir
Please, can you hear me?
maybe some may host no me co-host na maybe some asem. I'll come back to you. Mr. Japan, I'll come back to you. Good. All right, now you go on.
Okay, briefly, it wasn't said, it was not getting to them because we are all humans. Please, can you hear me clearly?
You are clear, Pa.
We are all humans. And the focus and the vision was government as Nana Ekufuado and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, they were so focused of what they wanted to do for Ghanaians and this. Yeah, they were so focused on what they wanted to do for Ghanaians and this country. So they didn't pay attention to those things. Rather, they wanted their output to be there to judge it for them. So they were thinking about all the youth, especially the pre-SHS, the youth that they wanted to give them effective education. You understand? So the focus was on it, and it was not a joke. Let me give you a small scenario. Living in your home, your small home with just 3 or 4 kids, it is not easy. It is not easy. Talk of come and take care of the whole population of this country, taking care of those kids through free senior high school.
Enough for
both rich and poor. Yes, the both rich and poor was enjoying it. So our government was so focused, our government was so visionary, was thinking about the youth of this country, whereby they can get effective education, whilst they were thinking about technologies, robotics, that our youth can be able to compete with the international world. Yes, they don't have time for those malicious acts that, excuse my language, will be going on as we are witnessing it right now. So what I would say was, we are all human. In politics, you get your opponents to hit you hard by verbal intimidation, verbal bullying, and whilst they knew what they wanted to do for this country, they didn't pay attention to that, and the evidence was so clear after the 8 years of their regime. So that's what I will treat the NDC government to be focused on their promises. It will rather help them than what they are wasting their time doing, especially with the 24-hour economy that they've not done anything about it yet.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Intinona, they are miniabano, edeko potoka se nimuno ane se nana done na buying na omayi focus. I say we can program be as na ke ya brome. Say they were focused to deliver because on no buy no accommodate crofo. And Crawford Juma say, near me, what Ghana na basa. I don't think Senana Nado no main thing was just like we imprison people, cut them here and there, and whatsoever. So no, not almost Jenny say the bear Ghana totality no will be our home Everton. You mentioned free education and other stuff, and it is quite excuse me to say one said sometimes the NDC for to me Genebi, so because I said they are not doc was trying to say say omu ye bi wo omo ma pencil, and then you ask them one yeah na oma kobo Captain Smart, then you ask Captain Smart MPP ni be na check Captain Smart, and I say government be na check Captain Smart ko di intro or the road minister din e ko di intro and onipa ne de call court. That is what it is. But that is different from say obi akoka say Dumso is back na Mahama say Dumso na aba no first time we hu anu, second time we hu anu ntino, so obi akoka sa ade on kochinintum. And I'm so glad say Honorable Sampine gave us the history. No, cause me MPP kakra me minimum no. Me who da say ye de emra ese yensa editate ya Ghana ni fa hudi suda. And it is because say and the media for abanning koleya abeka say ni nano. First a year example a year the criminal libel law Honorable Sampine kan ye no. And no na ebe ma ye no kwan Emma Captain Smart unyane no pano de tawle gunu kom na wetwitwa kakra no wadi akufodo ne ba wo mi atemu a owi anu abonya menwom na wasore so na wawie no wase aka say the media is under attack me pese me bisa sa ade ne meba ho sa the media is under attack no I really want to see what this whole media is under attack no there but mo a few critical questions bia me pese me panelists for no mo boa me ne answer na afi ye ko said nam case no so na obi aka na dwena fa said nam de no so me were a few critical questions but I'm person na edwin ho bom I'll pick them maybe we have 3 panelists so I'll pick 6 said there will be abenya 2 to me the 2 questions now I answer 2 na bom me the 2 questions now na wa answer 2 na bom and I'll be reminding you so that we can go on in that way order me pacho ye kasa na mo kai say yes boss
Hello.
Honorable.
When in my main can't be found 2 days as I know bisa questions. Because radio station back, many presidential staffer in the Kusha. The statement or year they say, at the Mundi year Mahama between 2012 and 2016, will be a mamma yes, I didn't appear. Oh, we no Sunday to say, woo, Sankabiana Frau, Yoke Frau. Security agency fraud every day and one not in dinner when you're the better radio the TV show. This is what a presidential staffer at the Jubilee House told me on set, and I have the videos and everything. And you will hear with him now your dress rehearsal say will be a Nigerian team per se more or beg argument if you say what can say the Huna and it's an
Honorable, not just we are talking. It's a grand scheme, and the end product, and then they say, "Obi a yashesa we and ding MPP mubi and I say a pekwan bia ya de bebre wan wase." Pretty much. Say they are okay, you know. Say if I get it correct, that is what is going on. Our country is
that's clearly what is playing out.
All right,
clearly that's what's playing.
You me pacho me boy a jingle bako. Your jingle no na ye de kase watia na said the Makano Canada MPP branch ya waha public affairs series ye de educate inform crofo na ye tena se discuss say won say ne kasa ye ken anka ye Miami program na said the anka munim sanke jadem na so ne no ya to ye bo ebie ni amam tena ye de different minds ya ba said there be anyone that chances on our platform name say you are getting nothing and nothing but the real stuff. We are not here to just bully down people or throw down people. That's not what we are doing. We want to give you the right equipment so that when the time comes for you to choose a leader, when the time comes for you to make a voter, you will know where to stand and what to do. You know, follow our TikTok, follow our Facebook, follow our YouTube. Onyankopon so ebeshira wabra obo na yeso akwenti muntie ye jingle sia na ye the rest of the program no atwa so yanko
What's your name? You, Yate, Fudge Data, no crack. What's your name? Some I it's the moment you no crack. Knowledge strengthen the nation. Responsible leadership grows accountability.
All right. Responsible leadership grows accountability. What's your na? Yes, so yeah, they to ababetunu. Me pacho questions no may 2 6 per and I be answer from each of the sections. The first one, I would like you to go again for Honorable Sampine. Me person me bisa say, why did the NDC party say, because we are political, it be a political strategy, and you can give us the feedback on that. Why do you think say NDC4 were quickly to move in discontinuing cases are not prominent NDC4 home? What in politics? It's a political decision this about. What is the rationale behind it? If you can school us a little bit.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, Honorable, when you too home. Honorable, to me,
Yeah, Felix. Oh, it looks so political.
Yeah, sorry, Pacho. Yeah, I feel me, Pacho. I feel me
Yeah,
too.
my muting.
Pacho, you. Yeah,
What do you think?
Pacho, I with them, pa, yanko.
Yeah, it's so political. I would say presidents now did two on a very dangerous for the nation's development. If we say, what she shot to say, a baby bar, that's all in Crawford be no more deep or near to your mind, no near China, or to be you or my free. If we say, and some no a walk quarter quickly, no. One more courtroom are running the full course because the people pleaded not guilty. And a Ghana have ye mirano and switch say a year prosecution no I said they say one more no obey prove beyond all reasonable doubt say what upon you know. It is what Bani dear similar to baby. And then I want to ask you now or more defense which is to say what would deep him on. To make a baby so as we did not prosecute and then say that discontinue your term your jam or munkofi. The moment I be say yeah you can press one nippon no that singular action no would be to what you say a year mobile money president. I can't remember say on the platform President Muhammad then who were their candidates. And you know so in Poco Bossy catcher guarantee say or bar what we actually guarantee the Bema amnesty. It is a guarantee to say or this environment or this say you pay your to transfer as to transfer born in the mission of say Beman amnesty. There is to say or me a political trial and when you obey your model. And that is the question, and that is what is the bane of the nation now. They say that dishonesty and hypocrisy. I don't know.
Okay, Mpacho said the outcome. Some no ya doing and just say, just am pine Musumoba. Now, some crofo will case or court to a Mubeja and Cosmeno. They say, me, I'm down with more case or court to Anna.
You know, me papa can say, or see, won't cartoon suya, won't you say to be say channel, or since you be of higher the could one nature. If you grab it me a bro, a chat, it means who Namuka, no a trap, means is a local patron and science, so now would be a chat. To the entry, you do so no way, people said they be say,
you, may I say, Dr. Japan, sorry, lawyer at Japan, fetch me. Lawyer at Japan. Now, lawyer for me a doctor at the same time. And I'm a lawyer.
Obey to me, say no dear, nice a PhD and whichever field I will say.
That's a law, so no more PhD.
Oh, yes, of course. Every discipline, yeah.
Yeah, you better Dr. Humu Garba Swase for joining. Mammy, and then no, the other one is a more your platform soon in an you perceive whom and him. No, Chinebi, a broya near from Kofa, my bela, Muhuna, as a sister, Ubani Atinu, because they say the iron no. Miss yes, me case me and son, and ye try me kotokao into Miss Ramo, say the iron no. All right, lawyer, this is your own for the legal, for where you sit, from where you sit. Is the Attorney General serving the public as the Republic of Ghana, or do you think or serving a political interest? Because the Mrau now being a quiet Attorney General for Sweden, that is the legal way we do it. And I say, Ujeni say, or serve the political interest? Which of them do you think this would be?
Well, I think, yeah. Once
But
I'm running,
after lawyer now won't waba. Why? Mr. Enoch, after lawyer won't have next. But lawyer me into you.
okay. Once I'm running there, Obi Bessia in layman's parlance will say, it's not everything that is legal that could be lawful, and I say it's lawful. You see, and you know, on the point of AG, any processes there in terms of or court, what the way court, why do you see evidence, why gather evidence, and all of that. That could be a legal process based on the constitution. Okay, that grants them that. But we no free where any year no. You see, so we say that in the rule of law and our constitutionalism, no, rule of law is very important, and rule of law no encapsulate due process, procedural fairness is a very cardinal principle when it comes to common law relative to fair hearing and all those principles when it comes to prosecution. And to the point is that any attorney general so quick, perhaps, you know, I don't know how, but sometimes you would, like I said earlier, sitting afar, you could clearly see that there are some excesses perhaps that the AG is involved in, right? Because Waba, Uba Bemukra, may sure say perhaps maybe during the handing over, during the constitutional transition, you know, you would have the full grasp or the full information relative to the docket of, let's say, some government officials that the previous government were actually prosecuting, you see? Because justice grinds slowly. And if you have that principle going for certain people in your party that, oh, we are still processing or we are still, you know, adducing evidence and it's taking so long. But to be there, doctors, because the people that the previous government were prosecuting, Dr. Atufosin, Adongo, Ernest Thompson, and all those guys, these are cases that has run over years. So to even come to that conclusion, you need a lot of work to really ascertain whether indeed really those issues need to be decided. You see, so that is why it becomes a very interesting position of the AG relative to the things that are happening. And Obijina Obeka said, I did wait there and say, oh yeah, what is fair, procedurally fair, because what, like we say, what we do to A, you should do to B. What you do, like what we do in that.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Exactly. You understand? So if you don't do that, because at one point you are using a set of information to say, a brand TAOD for Enfanenko. Then at a certain point, you'll be the way you're buying no burden of proof was shifted to the plaintiff rather than the what do you call it? The prosecution.
Just a follow-up now. We fight buying it to me. Not just say, Wokra Western Marana and as a Ubuswa, Odem Rani Jumano. Se Oshe Akutruga Ayini. Or see on A+ be jare got temperature no yamina mekai. But on one eko kai say A+ ka say we kronfo no so A+ nim no baby ofiri no got them no mu jare nto ni be jare got them. Na me na minim sa attorney general come to me do say obeda got them. But nsem a wo kan kire. Na me bisa as wo kra we legal mind no. You can see say well or the Crawford court, or process, whatever there, but the rate at which he's prosecuting opposition and the rate at which quickly he withdraws his party people, would make some of us think he's being political or serving political interest. Is that so?
Exactly. You can actually make that conclusion because when it has to do with bail conditions. People are saying, I think, I don't know, one of their government officials says you cannot use bail condition or bail as a form of punishment.
Honorable Haruna.
Exactly. So even if you take the bail conditions alone, and there has been so many people over this period is really unusual. You know, it has never happened where a government or a state institution, you know, would dwell on bail condition to, as it were, penalize people, put them into custody because you cannot meet the jail conditions. I mean, because like I earlier said, it's supposed to be proportionate. Into Obia Base, lady BS or can be social media person near channel. Yes, Uncle I don't know what was it 50,000 or 100,000 or whatever.
50,000 Ghana. Now, who should do Kwane born and I say, or Banon person didn't tomb.
Exactly. And normally, bill quantity, there are so many things that, for instance, whether the person or a flight risk will be to me a journey, or you will be a society. So, if you look at it, even for the high, you know, at the high class, so to speak, where I teach you on me, near Mobi. 1 million
Ghana cedis bill.
I mean, and you know, when you know, no kikabo any other issues I am paying for ya can papa sampa any dog kaka ukika ni nyina boma obi ogina nche bia be hu say really there's really something happening that we should be mindful of, and if you're a political actor, it's something that you have to be concerned about. Yeah. So that conclusion can be made relative to the things that is happening around here.
All right, me da say me pacho doc me ba ho na wo no me ma two bullet at the same time because no opese ugina mfimfin. The first preamble no say one say utie dia legal mind kan ya doc no kure nyame anim one kasa when if you were Ghana. Yeah, Papa Rollins, Krana, yes, what did two na be ade no. Did you see this type of bill conditions being given? That is the first one. Then you tie it into your main question. And your main question is like ordinary Ghanaians, as I said, I'm trust it because when I would who as the ordinary Ghanaian, should you trust the system? Should you trust the judicial system? Especially as we can see, it appears that it is politically connected somehow. So can the ordinary Ghanaian trust the system? Inti Mami Bill no nafa we no to us nafi membrana honorable Sampain and find the next one. Nafi
that is why I was trying to call on ordinary Ghanaians like my good self who are not politically aligned so much, who are not officially speaking for political parties, to be concerned about what is going on. Because it's saying you can't ordinary Ghanaian. Ordinary Ghanaian it is say will be about social media. Now you saw a fan one crime. Now the homie empty. And out of that frustration, he or she takes a phone, records a video, as his or her opinion to the public. And by so doing, one video no one papa. You to me ever true. I can say, dear, I said, okay, a paputia, Yura, Mampeni, and I said, dear, penny be where you're mining near the Wapako. Yembre is what they and they say, you have social media, and they say information available, and they say, you know about the social commentators and journalists in our own right. And until a concern say, we are to me up. So we are not to me up. And until one no pay near say, not for 50,000 of surety, and that's a bail conditioning. Not one of we are never say, oh, so, now we choose who waits. Not Papa to say, can be no, you want to not a year affluence. Kasa na usuro so aho na papa ye ti say I enti say emiri aba no jeje fo kra no ye kire wo etumi ye wo bibi ma ni ye so aho sa de no jeje pani a wo ti say your friend chief justice kra no aban yi ba ye wo so won fa na dwuma nto na wo kra ye tumi ji na dwuma free ne nsem fi say wo school no near what 3 ounces of ye say what 3 ounces of government ye wo executive so aho any judiciary, any legislature, until no be a dinner pay. Now, say the executive no, so to me two, a day we to me two, judiciary not yes, so na wotumi yɛ deɛ wɔpɛi no na kyerɛ sɛ obiara ordinary Ghanaian no a wɔka no ɔno koraa furo so ahu saa deɛ ordinary Ghanaian no a yɛka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ they should wake up no it is because we can see an impending danger ahead ebi duru baabi no wanhwɛ yie no wanɔkɔpa ɛbɛtumi ahaw ɛno nti ne yɛka no saa no na yɛnka sɛ meme afa mu deɛ menka sɛ MPP deɛ ɔmo ho sɔn
Mate.
sɛ NDC na aba meka akɔwie sɛ aban biara a ɔbɛba ɛni sɛ ɔka sɛ kɔtɔ deɛ ne bɔdwe na nyanya nkyerɛ deɛ wɔnkɔ ɛwɔ so wɔhwɛ no wɔde pɛpɛɛpɛ yɛ adwuma ɛno nti mefrɛ professionals mefrɛ nnipa a ɔmo yɛ ordinary Ghanaians so ɔmo mfa ɔmo ano nto asɛm no mu no deɛ meka ne sɛ MPP nyame yɛ adom o sɛ deɛ na ɛbɛsi o na MPP ba power bie mu a deɛ ɛnyɛ no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtumi sekyerɛ ne ka so aho saa deɛ nti ɛne yɛn sekyerɛ no aka sɛ yɛka bi ma menka bi no our democracy is under threat our rule of law is under threat so aho yɛka binom kasa boa hyɛ wɔn yam yɛde hu bɛnto binom so yɛkaaka yɛn ho akɔ akɔdu mmiri bi a yɛkyɛ nkurɔfoɔ bi kɔkyerɛ gyaadifoɔ ɛkɔbɔ wɔn tuo firi sɛ wɔn akɔ akɔbu atɛn ntumi mblemu judges no na mehwɛ atemmuo ne nneɛma a ɛbobabobade bebree a kame ayɛ sɛ ebi a na judges ne bi ne suro wɔsuro sɛ wankɔ ankɔbu atɛn a manamfei ba aban a ɔwɔ power
na ho bɛka
yɛagye ne tumi afiri ne nsɛm ebi a na ne promotion ɛda n'anim a n'ani da so no nea wɔyɛ adwuma prapɛ ne nkwa na nyinaa no bi a na ne nsa nkwa ankɔka fi sɛ chief justice koraa mpo yɛawɔ ne nkɔnsa tu no afiri n'akonnwa so ama na yɛyie ama aman hodoɔ te sɛ Wales no mu nyinaa de
abɛka bi
sɛ deɛ kɔ no ntwa yie yɛsɛ da yɛyɛ sɛ obi te sɛ Kevin Taylor di atɛm a ɔba yɛsoa no ɛde ne kɔɔto kɛseɛ ɛkɔ sɛgye ne free na mmom bi a wɔte baabi a deɛ obɛdi koraa yɛ ne den deɛ ne duku a wɔbɔ koraa ho asɛm yi yɛtumi twe n'ano ara de ne kɔgyina court ɛma wɔmmiti bail conditioner ɛne ɛna yɛ nyinaa yɛ democracy na yɛ hu ɛno nti memblemu judges no na mmom yɛn na ɛwɔ sɛ yɛma yɛ nnipa yɛ ho so na yɛne a yɛbɛtumi ne atorɔ no yɛne a yɛbɛtumi ama yɛ ano aba asɛm no mu no yɛn nyinaa asɔfoɔ ɛne professionals ɛne professional bodies ahodoɔ nyinaa ɛmfa wɔn ano ntom sɛ wohunu sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ no nyɛ na woka w'ano tom na ɛkɔ bɔne a ɛbu a yɛsɛ ɔkɔmfo bɔne sɛ ɔman mu a
ɔbɔ a ɔte mu bi
yɛn nyinaa tim de
meda ase paa Honorable Sampai ma memra wo hɔ and then me know yeah this political journey history and I'm loving it so much. On next question. Now the bibi be kan ona dia kan afi ye ko said the name the end ye just obi antre me na dwene keke e na ye be kan wo said the name the no na mama mu nya na also mama one question e wo ho na afi your program ne ko by the next pretty much 1 hour the near the adwuman di no e ya be Honorable, what the political party how our politics has been done in Ghana and all that has gone on. Do you think, sir, NDC for with the way our almost do the Sharia, almost a weekend what we call checks and balance? Sebi, that prevent the executives from becoming too powerful. No, do you think, sir, NDC for a weekend checks and balance? Nah. As an MPP person and as somebody who knows politics?
When say, Obi may disagree with me, but say, Ekobasu said the equally say, now, Medikamaka said they're very bad presidents. Yes, said Ama or mine. Maybe say, so be to one to say, I judge for your judiciary, you need to almost say. Woman a veteran to near Mama Yen. The Nipa shares can no to say the equi and moi na yadi chinchim crofwa as if in yepa. And maybe baby a man crophobia, min percent so almost so multiple genome say a baba mono. Yes, handsome. Now, soon him say we are saying more my planning as if for no. Abraham Maslow, no theories or Marcano, almost there be almost say, Yanni be a cassis canina Yeska. Was I say? And to say, Obia will come or manum now, soon say, Baby, I come a qua, Benya Pepper, you know. obi echinchim na kwa se wagye tumi ne nyinaa afa afi esoro hɔ nom eba ne saa no a the populace the moya wɔ man mu no yenya nigye wɔ saa system no mo it's a very bad precedent a yɛde to ama yɛ ho ebi say definitely no medical akaje say do ntuo no a na be hu say the basic ntuo no I don't think say obi beba no agyae ne nkrofo say more the way nti no because even when you look at the manner a lawyer they can't kind you think nkrofo dey too mika digidi say Usain Bolt no ne Shakari Richardson mo too mika no a na say oba nya dia ebe you be them to say the other year nipa no no onko twiri musa o enti we are losing it out when we see the judiciary being bastardized this as for na nkrofo me twoma da pa ye de emfata no a na didie no a na wo mu se wo mu na eto de de a wo Felix me doctor and a lawyer no asem tuen ya wo mbegina maye no se saa didie no efiri mu a oman no ye ni bira bia papa bia.
Okay, that's it. Lawyer or legal mind, Dr. Enoch make some statement to be na me pese also to me a bomode na osha sa di we mame kakra or say so osha ye say Chief Justice cry to me apamono a na yen ye di aplanke wo ho me bisa o say does the removal of the Chief Justice strengthen judicial accountability or does it make judges more vulnerable to political pressure? Say the Ekosui, do you think say you Chief Justice yeah papa Dr. Enoch Kanye, do you think it's kind of strengthens like judicial accountability and I say it rather puts pressure and makes our judges vulnerable? So ubi to me amaye nchemu kakra wa na me de last be response be about now you call into the Sedinam Temaklu no quick. And then you just will be many ideas about it, what they think about it, and then there be actually Dr. Enoch no mami. Then lawyer, you will give me the legal, and then you would also add your submission to it. Then we can move to Chemawun to Miss case, which I think will be the last case time will permit us to discuss today, and we will shelve the rest for other days. I mean, just go ahead, Doc, if you can come in. Sorry, lawyer, if you can come in and for us. Yeah.
And you know, say Eba Chief Justice ne removal now. Let's assume that it is lawful. Let's assume that. In fact, let's even say it's lawful because in all the processes, that is what the law has become, right? Relative to even the Chief Justice himself going to the West African Court of Appeal to, as it were, plead his case there as well. But the point is this, it's not even about the remover. What was the objective of the remover? That was something untoward and happened relative to conduct. Okay? So in law, really, people will be, I will say that, okay, let's assume that happened. Okay, we've wiped her off. So what is the end game? Was it to have a robust judiciary that some of these excesses that people are seeing now, which never happened in the so-called removed Chief Justice, you know? So there's a lot to desire in terms of how the whole process has been. So it is the end game. If the accountability was that, okay, there were some due processes that the Chief Justice and all the issues that surrounded it did not do, and therefore we are shelving her off. We want to have a judiciary that is independent, that is able to live up to the billing and really take on issues that affect the people and be fair. Okay, so when you take that tangent and what has transpired over the few months with this new CJ and the kind of court judgments or ruling that come. Of course, we are not criticizing our law justices, but we can look at the ruling and have some trend, right? Do some trend analysis to say Oh, so in the removal of the Chief Justice, was this the end game? You know, to have a plethora of issues being discharged and and all those kind of things. So on that side, you will say, well, you may not think that accountability really is being upheld to, and that is the danger, as our senior Sampan said, because when you do this, any investor, I mean, when you sit in meetings and you look at what some of these foreign investors look at, predictability of the law relative to the country that you are going to invest is very key. So if I'm an investor, for instance, and there's that instability, economic instability relative to the law, because hey, what if I go and invest today and the law is not predictable, that at the end of the day I'll have a fair procedural fairness, because government comes and somebody all of a sudden is in a different frolic of his or her own, and so some of these things where you really cannot, as it were, say there's consistency and predictability of the law, because at one end and that is what is interesting, because the issues are so clear that this person is put there, that person is released, that person is released, this person is put there. I'm sure that even the party in government will be concerned for the genuine people in there that want the good for the country, will be concerned that this is not the way to go. And like our senior Sampan is saying, it shudders to think that somebody will just say, oh, you are just giving an antidote to what maybe the next government comes in, what he or she is to do. And that really is not the way we should go as a country. And so it's a bad precedent for most of the things. And this does not looks like an accountability properly so called. And so there's a lot that has to be done here. Yeah.
Okay, Medasepa. Mama min kind way quickly now. Let's move on to the Wontumi case. Said Amakan Wontumi, and we will give Mama will be at let's say 8 minutes now, or the submission on the Wontumi case, and then from there we will move on to actually this is the Sedinam one. We move into the Sedinam 1 second, and then the Wontumi one will be like that, and the Sedinam one will be pretty much one question for each other, but you will give me your submission as to that. Media, as a host, they are made me hunu, and I say as somebody who is a political junkie, what I see right now, and then they say also how calculated the removal of the Chief Justice was. NDC did this in order for them to, just like lawyer Khan, to get their cases through. This is me personal we are Sebe maker. I strongly believe Samobekaya, Dr. Enoch Samobekaya, the first thing Mahama did was to discharge some senior army officers who would have otherwise kept him in check if indeed things got worse. And then he proceeded in taking the Chief Justice. Now, after clearing the Chief Justice, then we saw all these nolli prosequens and all these things coming into play. For me, sitting outside, even without anybody telling me, I know, it is a grand scheme to free NDC people who must face the law and just persecute NPP people. And then there is one thing, so Mr. Sampan waha, honorable waha, Sasma making some boa obi. NDC for aboye krono sa na so na ye ka say ye na bia ni ho MPP ni na bia ni ho President Kufuor classmate bia ni ho na do classmate bia ni ho a sebi o man sikadie anase misappropriation of government funds inti ye dey convicting is we di aban sika inti no dem ebi ni ho nanso se oba NDC mu a ye wo omo nanano mu a ende ni na ebi mu gu ho Rollins no ma pen so ende ni na no enam krono a it was a case proven enti omugu ho. Now the question is, how can the person who has people in jail for criminal offenses as to causing financial loss to the state and all of that rather sell a narrative say omo nye thieves and omo nye corrupt, but rather somebody or no through it all. Modern general court, modern FIFA all the system, no or no moon to me fanning to mu rather becomes the I mean like the thief. Ojo no one sebe not mentiase. I mean like Mr. Japan say what say they are not make an asia.
Yes.
Sebe uba mi fie na me wa fa no me de demu a obi anim say fie we di akronfo na wo mu ana meboa sa na tie aha na eye den na yetumi sele emma obi say ampa NDC for the yankrofo bebre the jail ampa ye de atum financial loss to the state David Exhibinom Thompson nom Abuga Pele no man na aduja o mu ni na but uba MPP mu a there is no single person who be to me I can say Okojina trial my convicted and say or no disca. How are they able to pin that rather on us and young money for Ghanaians to buy? That is it's up to you for you to judge. Now let's talk about the hot cake in the system. Some years ago, there was some fire. We know some because you go according to we now. I bet how doing it too much. Into questions, I'll go to the script, but where a general case I will be in. So I would like to give a some time ago. Obi Kodi Maslog Penny, a friend of is it Catherine knows is that her name Cynthia or Catherine Okredin said in that Temaklu. Edu di Temaklu near. Ekoye Maslog Penny. Na a free mono a jediform ma a hoko chere as in Sika. Omusika no moniama sheye and yes adia on this way nanka on fan compensate one womaniama ahwede no anas omo ahwede omaniama no etiefo amutie me ye de sika yi maami a according to court document no sika ni o ye de sika ni gu efie wura soamem we evidence you we antina me say chairman wuntumi de na me ba wa me say de bisa de ekoso said nam Temaklu de no wa wonnim sa case we no ono na nkasa no sika na nkasa na nka yesa nka bibisa no anka check such a big money no ewo account bi mu anka yetete nka kra de kono we de ye koyi sika ni na free account no de gu efie wura me sorry efie wura so ame bag mu ene ediko si agbogba filling station utie this is court you one nkasa court nsem o we ye court nsem nyame na meka ye ediko si agbogba ena ye chino selling ni eden kaya ma madam ena madam ede ediko fie ade aten ya madam sa fe kura de onye Ghana ni biu we dwane afri Ghana sikana Ghana fo enya ema enu nti ye de ne court na empepi no lawyer hoso duru a obekire mu kakra sa absentia no it looks like people don't understand it. People think say absentia means say na only any legal representation. No. Say legal representation ni wa I don't think so umbebu asem de egu so. Enti we ya oba onu ankasa uti o ankasa testimony o de ba ye na yampa. Oni David Axim ene ne nkrofo a na ewo ho ene che sika no edi ye nti onu ankasa NDC fo no muntie ne ye mo mpanifo no mo nka no kra nkyere mo. But this is the truth. Omo ankasa admit said the money was taken and the money was stolen. As a result of that, with all the evidence, the court found her guilty. And your sentencing. Your sentencing na with Johnny, whoever facilitated time almost sentencing. No, mama not to free. Into the lawyers catcher and say, yes, but I say we jail sentence, not only Ghana. Now, and that me who honorable Godfrey Dame, me who ni letter be or the 12 on thing. Now say unya let any be read here, it tells you say we cannot do politics like this in this country. And yes, Ghana will not go anywhere. Said NAM coming to Ghana and everything was started by the MPP. Attorney General Nankasa mandates are or the extradition. Na 2 more na US for area juma. Enti se NDC ni bi kodina baby so omo na ekokon ye kotwen said na mba ya omo pen nim omo signature ba akokora ye den enim yemfa no nkoto nche ena oba ya prison wana na ya na me person nkofo be ka say she was kept under custody there bi yamfa na nko prison bia me ya hunu say ya hye na atade Ye de time a wuntumi kɔ mo de camera to no so ama mo ma ye hu ba bi a mo de ni wura wo ba court mo de camera to no so I said nam wo ba ne mo pages na media phone ni Ghana na but they sold it to us some de na koto no problem onipa na mo se mo keep na under custody na de echen ya mo se ade agifuo bi masesa de bi akotena so ema ono akwa akwete no at the charge no e de na free. Now with the background of what we have said so far and with everything akoso ene dia me pese me bisa and I say me ba o mame fa we show even though say enkrofo perception and now you crank enkrofo and they na ya discuss no is telling us say the NDC is doing this acquittal because said the name NDC ni some might also say Emrano and Ayeden Ayenejuma. Now, ye na so no ye say Attorney General Sakoye U10 B say or file appeal say on pin my yen said the name Temako and the lawyer waha or bet him. Is it a game plan? And I say a BBA NDC for a per se omoye. Honorable Sampine, the patrol said the name Temako KC and Niama say discussing the doors and so wo say na wo fa ne akwetali e ba yi ene Attorney General say wako file for appeal say na wo no uwi a Mr. Enoch na fe legal mind na nkasa so mind the whole you na fe me dem questions one amamo honorable patrol wait me agasa
Yeah, me that say on 25th June of this year.
Yeah.
Let me be specific. Na me wo Asempa FM ekusi saying and now omo ka say omo de na asema me kan eni say omo de ne ba eni busume omo beja if you say enukure say MPP aban and start the extradition no tema court no ka say for court 10 years ya nwe ho adwuma yo eni free abem speed na omo ba ya omo de year no prosecute the same speed no and the year for the extradition and never be brave or esen komachin crofobia do omo ba no ye bu eni aguso but we dey no there and tetema de ne ba ebio we di kan aka emno be bra o man no mu kra no bi ni baby owo e ma me ko bi sa ho question kra e ma government spokesperson Felix Ozukwachi e be ka kire man no say enyo na here prison force enti no bia me bi sa ne say ma me no e wo himfa court a wo de koye said do mo de tentem bebu asem e mo awirem ba no kra se bi se ho a enne wo mo pese o mo ka se na charge sheet no e defective Mami no almost be 78 counts and a ball. No? Could anyone tell us say all the 78 counts no simple na no cresa na defective ana na Ghana ya mra go court no lawyer no mo betio say court be defective ba court no ma prosecution no kwan e mo ko amend no no asa beto aso uko te madam Enuti no, I can't be a detective. Enuti, Maba Majano. A game plan. No question was a moon say. Share and go copy a J. Maslow, Ocean. Bet me among list of more than 300 people have been named from J. Maslow, Ocean. Obi Biara, Eko. Akwa kutua womo wo account a kutua scan to me to ka fi Maslow for ka kitua bi ana jambi ninam ehwe me hafa me tua kan no all the receipts and everything account number of the man me any them the kutua to mu nyina I have all the receipts if they then any secretary die abedru bank fufuro bi ho na se bank no si ontimi interest no a mama o cash sika no because the money was transferred into the microcredit for an account more. It was in a month who put him the diploma or bank or send transfer. It is a good year back at the moment, most of accounts now will move here back. Second, and now to say, a man or musicano, your cousin Fanco Momo, ever aggregation, Sicano, uncle. I yet me and Tracy Sican. When I have substantive issues, one actually pen paper, a defending as one the quadrium. If you say, the person could be mechanical, say, to cap 500,000 no a year can, and no correct. And now 1.6 million a year can, and no correct. And a total of 90 billion Ghana no come out, and no correct. But so the country say, charge you know the ball, no, charge in it be not and funny crime, charge in a chair. Tell it, I said, we are canning. You can't be here a year. The end was a wishing and say, and now me no can say, Attorney General say, Obeko appeal, no one. Accountability, the men, the ben. Somebody here. That's not all can United say, or G court to know assembly too. Meanwhile, or no NDC MP, or yeah, Bible penny, or no yeah, attorney, state attorney, Attorney General, or say Minister for Justice, or say NDC MP. Or no any party no ye MP wo no or say Attorney General na ba mo party ni legal team digital makulu na dan no wo mo nam radio ni TV so ehuru fem defend that case no it is that contradiction also no if himfa and now they want to push it with the agenda say Godfred Dame anya na adwuma yi fine anya na adwuma yi ya accusing the panel who are also here with human yen or buy and she pay and also ye far sir and their man sack also tell many year and come back with say cash it in your 1 year yen you could have cooperate trial me boy says no 1 year say 1 year say me Attorney General me and this by me say be here operation recover all loot no or around no me be yes and that dear ya company say operation release all looters. Release all looters. And no, and as you say, Abba, Obi Cross friends operation clear all looters. Okay. And no, Abba says, and it me mom there, a year because medical account. Baby and NDC UDS system neko and no be up on near or fast and nippani or modia. Now imagine, could you imagine, say, Sagame, $200 million US.
Yeah, see a tremor.
Sagame, compared to for Sika over 5 billion Ghana cedis. And perform music and Umponachan on my some bulk over 30 billion for some financial cleanup.
Yeah,
some of which Muslim discontinue or Muslim. MN at 2 forcing Yaja woman, Emma Japanum, and Ebu for then is a coach woman. Now, at the end of the economy, there Penny Castle Michel, they did them trim, the Debiam the castle, or so, or sono, elephant, or Tihonu who said, or train the Brika, and be a pow. Not one of bizarre train or so train, maybe a South Dimrica will quite, and I see we are TC Chrome correct. A process for a chin pointing in a Yemisu assembly and Bakoto treason. Tony do Johnny. I'm not so sure the dinner say, boy, my Miss Minquay. Now, who will train crowd with sharp on cheek? See, influence a bit you are me or so. Yachimia be a 30 years, and I'm to be proof case, say, Minyaponchi. And that scenario, no, and no more creative, or my Emma Pia Kisne. It's way and yet mina me call a soft way and me lawyer when I'm academia way. All of us should come as a people with one voice. Name who said crime is a crime. When you are proving to have committed that crime, no. You know, now your propaganda any edicas answer. Minia, your propaganda any edica.
May I say, Doc, sorry, lawyer. doc in your doc we line out drop current lawyer will be taking over from doc there no. Now with the whole Sedinam case, no a set of questions I maybe say, but me person also mame also legal mind about it. Say ubia court ebu no for say uncle jail my sentence in a way and now by say appeal court of appeal by almost say quite do I the ball no defective. A whole lot of things comes to mind and a whole lot of questions must be answered. See, I can say, can a case be acquitted because there is a defection, and as there's a way, there's a defective part of or some part of it is defective. Can a case be thrown out just like that?
Well, first one, there are two cases be eguno ejina so.
Okay.
And this particular one is neither a technical issue or the technicalities of the law, but it's a mere it's a mere ratio. In other words, that's what the judge or appears to have made. But I'll make the point this way that say Uma will be ejuma na enipano failed to deliver entirely. Or let me put it this way, you have 78 counts.
Yes.
Okay, and it is strange. And it's quite interesting. It is strange that all the 78, you know what that means? If let's agree without admitting that indeed all the 78 counts were so-called defective. What does it mean to the high court judge that did the trial? It means that he or she had no knowledge of the law, no knowledge of how to, as it were, ascertain evidence and come to a conclusion. And that is why we have said in all these discussions that the optics of it is really not what you expect, that somebody can just come and say, all the 78 counts is defective. I mean, you know, when you say it's defective, how really defective on a point of law or defective on a point of administrative errors? So there's so many things to look out for. So if it's defective because maybe the processes of, let's say, adducing one evidence or the other, maybe they use a different approach. Because when you look at the count, some of them were given, like there were information, there were documents to, you know, to as it were corroborate those charges that were meted against. And so it's quite strange, and that is what, like we've been discussing, that any standard, any passerby or reasonable person, any objective individual who has love for country can never say that really this is really a good thing to have been done by the Court of Appeal and whoever sat to actually discount or let's say throw out all the 78 charges. And you were making a point about trying abstention and people thinking that he or she didn't have any representation. And you rightly said she would have representation depending on the circumstances, right? And even with the appeal that subsequently led to her being acquitted and discharged, you see, in criminal jurisprudence or in criminal cases, as you may know, is the republic versus that person. Now, in criminal cases, the republic becomes the interested party to deal with that crime because we want to curtail that so that it does not more or less harm the society. And so even at the Court of Appeal that discharged or acquitted this 17, you would have a state prosecutor because it's the state that prosecuted the case against the plaintiff.
Yeah.
You understand? Against Sedinam. So on what count you say, oh, no, we are not aware she has been acquitted and discharged. We are going on appeal. Then the question is, were you not at the appeal? Because it's the state against the person. So it is a whole lot of issues.
Lawyer train answer. Lawyer train na. Oh yeah, can be. Oh, patch say.
Yeah.
Where do I gina so the boss said na? Tamakro.
Yeah.
Same post so because say a defective wa. Number one. Na onipa ko na patch say. Judge and the prosecutor for omotina case in so prosecute you know. They know nothing of the law. Because how can you prosecute something for all this while and come to a conclusion and there's a defect in the case and you are not able to see or recognize? And we are the first thing I've learned here, right?
At least for the 78 counts. Yeah.
Good. And I will say, there is no way say state prosecutor or no Ejina Ghana name a prosecute said now.
Yeah.
Ebeka say, oh, no, oh, Nim say, oh, I'm new to this. This is new to me. Into me quite appeal. That means that the whole time I know it's on or numuti. It's a no de ano omota ko numuti. Okay, say e ba ko na friend is saying nunu how it's a randy nunu is a nunu mensa. Okwatno I say no, they only gave me tea. I didn't get biscuit. That's what two in
Electoral Commission.
Yes, Electoral Commission case in the sa. Into no, is it say the prosecutor no didn't see all this defectiveness now or the call where you now say because the whole candidate just said they should have been in the know-how, which would even make it clear for somebody like me to say any idea no almost a share and no. That is how I'm thinking right now.
Well, yes. So any reasonable person can come to that conclusion, like you are alluding. If Odessa money in Kambuma, you know, so certain American, it will stand to reason that it's more like something that has been choreographed or rehearsed, you know, to as it were to play out. And so it's not a good spectacle. That is what I would say. That, and I don't want to just suppose that to say that maybe MPP, any government that MPP comes to power, and of course, it is not something that we should embrace. And this kind of processes that this government is actually embarking, it's not any precedent that they are coming to, as it were, also undertake, or there hasn't been that kind of process ever since, like we were saying earlier, from Rawlings's time, you know, slapping people with hefty fine bill bonds, you know, acquitting people. You come to power within 120 days, people have, so like we've all spoken about it. It's quite unfortunate, and you can really tell that there's something amiss. So there cannot be, as I said earlier, there cannot be that at the appeal that acquitted her had the state prosecution there or whoever was prosecuting the case, because it is the state versus that person. So there cannot be an appeal without representation from the Attorney General. And the irony is when she has been acquitted and decided, that same Attorney General office comes to say, oh no,
I'm going to appeal.
There was an element of truth in the charge sheet or in the trial, and therefore the 78 counts cannot be discounted, or you know. So,
but lawyer, okay, I deal with free education 419.
Yeah,
you do baby almost say you almost the buyer. So when you want to Attorney General now say I have a case, the same state prosecution is a mini case in Tianyame, and this phone call pension as I say you will see I'm like happening. Baby, I'm with you. Mama, they to me objective. Maybe baby, I'm in America. Why?
And yeah, and you know, idea Pina have those concerns, and I think that saying Kabani tie or mindful now, I think that they have to hold a break on some of the decisions.
Because I deal with Ama and Crawford Japan, even NDC for Kra, Moya NDC for me. Because I think some of them are seeing the future. Say they are here in one shot and Crawford will back power. Now a Pascal Eddie agree. So thank you so much, Mr. Legal Mind. Thank you so much. Dr. Enoch, me pacho, this said the name adi Kabe 3 minutes be na fe yenko chairman won to me there so no questions one be mamo. Naya, I also have a question for you to come in, so get ready. You are coming to give us the your perspective. Yeah, TikTokers, any bloggers, any communicators.
Thank you. Yeah, all the people joining and following the page, having patience to wait and joining in the program. We continue to show appreciation to them for this busy moment, like spending time with it. But me a lawyer, me a lawyer one day, but
Amen.
me a lawyer, and me can law and me the obun suma papa penny sampain me no TV so pa de wa kan na ye nti me ko repeat the penifo no bia me mo question me ansa e wo madwene mo the kind no e bia lawyer no e kan ba mu no nya kan betumi educate me acquitted and discharged no na che say ye jai no ya sign na chi na che say said ya kakolo kakra making kind no wa meaning Kamia said, yen to me sign for and prosecuting a deal. I think in a judges no one can say one call a retrial. No more I can say acquitted in discharge.
Until lawyer, now we watch the home why because Dr. Enoch saw until Hona say. Okay.
Yo, Martin.
Say the making say. Yen to me sign for prosecuting it because Manchester lawyer for the big can say you cannot prosecute a person twice. Until you say you just sign a chikra. And so yen who say about 90 million Ghana cedis na ye involved in Chisikana way. One can say Sikana Yiraye, one can say Sikana Wamfa. So the money is missing. Until Timani need to say Ghana need to say media. Sikana no many DH. Say you will be for 2 days in order and someone more and I when someone move on out will be the bar. It doesn't benefit me. Side the fact to say it was set as a deterrent. Now will be uncle yes up on any demon. So apart from that, will be done someone more. Me and Yaman American name Sikano me. Sikano need to me come to hospital bed. Sikano need to me yet pain. And when Sikano the chance say young myself, one fan goodie, one family. Sikano Yatia to me say and I see you to me say Sikana na yenja ye chireki. And money are someone I say, young Sikano be call to know how to call to Bata and say, oh, Sikano young Concordi. And I say, young boy, retry in Jimmy Sikano. Nemo Sikano shape, name one himself, name not yen to me and sign for Chimono Sikano, acquitted and discharged. And on that Timani move for an hour. It is a people Disica, no your party be media, not just say acquitted and discharged, yen to me Chimono and Sikano. And on the was they have been a course. And on the Apemuaye, Munti, a one about the money more. Because it's money, media, what you will be my so to say the Yeti, a higher than 90 million cities no Flex, Sikana Waki, Papa Sikana Waki, Papa Sampai Sikana Waki, and Mama what dear, and Mama can say, Mama what dear, Mamma Daddy,
Said enough.
Slow that Sikano one but Sikano bra. And on the what's the yen start. Me can say, where is the 90 million? Madam, what the call to 1 G action and none a year.
Okay.
90 million a year.
Okay.
Thank you.
The patrons said they are okay. Oh, Patre say, Cemetery, they are dog air canoswa. Asem na kweko di saa na omansi aye saa no na kire se sika no so akamu ana I believe say edu say lawyer be answer 1 or 2 a or the beto aso ama ye hu say sika we sika ye betumi age ama Dr. Enoch no ana ko so mo mpeso mu kosi boho na omusisi hospital ewo omo anka so mo akura ase ne ade ye ni abere pa Naya, you've listened to the conversations. We have been educated and informed a lot. From where you sit, with this Sedinam thing, where your bar, or sign your bar time. Yeah, me then is a weird getting. What sentiment do you get knowing say you're describing care, describing Bremo? Sikana man me come on sa. Kai says Sikana the Mumudi na koji you. Sikana man me come on sa. Onipa na sebe Sikana kodi in semino. Nyame ada Roma court to ebu ano for. So udi for nti on face kanamra. onipa na ban ba no ye say court high court so be edi for no afi appeal court say omo improve bibia say omo nya no na onko wo ye oba wudi twa wo ye oba time oti bibi say ya sentiment net say ma kasa kakra na afi yen go on to one questions me da say.
Okay. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Senior. When it gets to this level, I get so much disappointed, especially Yera Mahama Ebe. He promised, especially women living in this country, Women Development Bank. And notice our Women Development Bank in Impoma, you know, now you're full say, dear 100 years, 7, near one idea of Mukwedi, dear, 7, Yes, so all the promises that he promised said, yes, Women Development Bank, Yana Kawosu Swama, and Kama, Missomiti, Menya so, and Faswani, Yama Memoir, Aka, not a no crown, no, only go to go for a crash. Na sabi ma na me woni say ma de we nya feminism wa ha but e ka ma de wa bataye eno ti ka ma wo ne memu a eye na nyonko ba etime de Ghana sika afamra afa kwan say so a e ma na fomo a then I think say Yera Mahama or my mambo with the man in mambo. And this goes back to your vice president, be with greatest of respect. Yenya or your ba. Or your ba Yera Mahama memo your ba. Like we look forward to me. Ya mami, ebetimi, ayade, ashasan somewhere in Adia my and then when in the office of I robots, I am vacant, I am effectiveness to be a baby, on no and our mother office, so send a year about office name. The only vice president in this country, Dr. Mahama Baumia, or my young says, we are vice president at Sebi, you can be able to think critically. Bring out the post solution to change and to solve most of the challenges in this country. But then, education minister, not here, 3 years. Yeah, 3 months. So Yera Mahama has failed. And for me, no matter with greatest of respect, make I say, Seppi, again, conscience, also conscience, or not a memo this regime there, and found the political party or don't. Now you say he's coming to do well and excel. At least bring out strategy, system, about the ordinary Ghanaians, whereby a man. Yet na memo so far so now was fairly woefully now at the end of the day now memo mono and macro we think say they can stand for us now and then omudi rambo so all those things na yen bisa say sasika we send your doctor kan you know ever go down the drain now then where is the Women Development Bank? John Dramani Mahama, our able president. We are asking you this question. Are you able to, will you be able to accomplish one of the promises that you made to women in this country? That for me, I look forward for the Women Development Bank. Where is it going to be? How are you going to do it? Send your one judicial system, I am one yesika cut down the drill, not just say Sabio, and I put that came to play around us and excuse my language. So from full us and I said that those food for thought. And for me, I'm so much disappointed in John Dramani Mahama's government. Yes,
especially when they're
precise. Thank you.
Medase pa he mini abananka oyati afaso o say omo promise man na bank eno aye hu sika kakra no so monja mo ntumi anje Honorable Sampan, me pacho afi me eni nkomo. Question bako. Lawyer, we na ko legal ntin meka questions me ensemble no answer ni na to aso. Na ye call chema to me dey no say no na ye dey program ne bebe we in the next 15 minutes. Yeah, the program ne bebe we nti ya na ya ma your submission no so no aye more precise and go on well. Okay, me pacho you. Enti lawyer mema question ba mamene Honorable Sampan ni nkomo kakra bi wa ha na yento aso honorable me pese me bisa say one say me pacho me ba o NDC government say omo ba yi Udin Kaka, Ora, I feel quite also operation release all looters. Is the government committed to recovering public money or only scoring political points? Government, why is serious? Say or per se or discanama or mine, and now say or per se or scoring just political points within a make appeal and all these things. Is that what it is? Is that what you see? And how do you see it?
Oh, I grew up in Omudi. I grew up in Omudi. Almost mean yes, in the first place, yes, issues are never caught. Never the continuum of funding na kumua na omano actually. Na yetimi ama noli prosegar. Would the kako to asumpo ye ne wo se adwuma no wa ye na wo dibim. But you come into power within 2 months. 2 months old. Between me and grandma was my future cases we saying. And I want to take you serious. And your political point to ask or must call political own goals. If it's a Ghana for a judge or mopa. Go much woman who goes. Go on with some peers who can't be a corrupt and as if for and they are just opposing it against the fact that we see nevels who try and perform. And for be a walk out in internally broke out to me, person may come once. But said them then they say, we say appear Jano, me boy. It's Ghana for judge. Ghana for would be a judge. Sabi, remember me, Kriana so. Onima can kind all kind judgment look on Tiasia. Then so Utie say Sika say up for baby some or money the natum will be a cofana ba a jano so conco dina pissy and nom ne reverend quine and canwa a your master can afford it.
Yo, may I say, Lawyer Afi Bremu make questions now but one answer my na ye who how first one be how did the High Court find Sedna guilty? Now appeals court because now state prosecution. I think that you did touch on it a little bit, but so to me extrapolate my Yankee bill. How does say High Court say Obi guilty? Now appeals court ever concluded say the case hasn't been proven into no what acquitted say nipa. I know you had the first question. Ebio again. Sa appeal ya na Attorney General so okoye. Is it a legal effort? And I say it's an attempt to reduce the way and for bash NDC for no based on this acquittal ninti and omo yes sir. I feel so now Oma acquitting. Is there a way states no able to me erukupu scanner back? Is there a way ombe to me no akasano we just scanner back? Is there any legal way ombe to me afa and then I had now sebi or this cano aba back? Is there any way now that she has been acquitted and as scanning na achi jerebe me pacho obe can we no na bomu amaye na wait to me answer my me that say.
Okay. Me that say. Emza Fezana say can the High Court ebe convicted na appeals court I say
the case is not proven.
Eddie Kine, yes, Eddie Kine said a jurisprudence in it, so in your case, wherever you can be, either from the magistrate, it can walk through to the superior court. The superior court being the court of High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, right? And so in those stages, no, running my whole coin said, Sebio ya the Oko High Court. Na you do asem na when you and your Emrana social so obey to me the appeal then ako move the second step or the next step to the Court of Appeal. You also why you out to me the court the next way. Now the amount said the name the any year a bit we any year processes in the way near men in our coin. Say ye do be asem. Now see you walk here umpumu abani ama sorry yama clearance echo. Okoya no akokasa uma. You see, your conduct alone during judicial processes can actually even be a basis for conviction, depending on the nature of crime, right? Your conduct. And he said, yes, where this guy wundi, Branian to us was home, you know, and then all of a sudden, a government comes to power, and then you come back, and then within that short period, you are out. And on the Court of Appeal situation here a bit interesting. And to say another doctor, because he knows that once you are acquitted and discharged, the case is moot. Yes, it is only moot when you have exhausted all the ladders. So that is why the AG is saying they are staying the execution. They are in Supreme Court to stay the execution, and then for the Supreme Court to look at it. So every court or every case will end at the Supreme Court, even when you have been discharged or acquitted. Once there's room, you can actually move further to say that against execution, there's an error of law or there was an error of fact relative to the basis for which the acquittal was done. And until Ombes or Supreme Court, it's the Supreme Court that terminates.
Same more question.
Okay, go ahead.
The outcome is here, no? Patch say. Inti say yes we ba because yen we say ba we be pam ba fu boni MPP ba on be pam do no inti say pam no na say de yes ye de hyewa ye betumi de case na ko Supreme Court say o mo hwemu mayen na ono so aka say girl na discount yen san che no on be che no ana say
I know they me need the minds of whichever chief justice
there be say coin that who say yetumi chi ni na ye yi a me pacho enrich na mama me pacho you enrich
see all the venues in I am new to say their lawyer. They want to exhaust all the avenues into over here. So we just Supreme Court bill the network. That's why it's also sad over room or how the debate to me I push it back. So they are actually going to any lawyer. But what I see is that who say quitting and discharging or no. So what will be back.
Wait to me the Supreme Court.
Until you know how they go Supreme Court. Say our more power to make sure say why is also every avenue into over
lawyer, do you get the caveat Mr. We put in?
Yeah, it's plausible, but I don't want to speculate, right? I don't want to speculate, but yes, if that is the machinery for which they are playing out, once it ends at the Supreme Court and it terminates, that's it. I mean, nobody can take it anywhere again. The case is moot. It never happened. And on that score also, nobody can, take any facts of the matter from the High Court or the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court decision as a basis to, as it were, evoke or go to court for any reason whatsoever. And if that is their modus operandi, then it's well set on the process, because as it is at the Court of Appeal, even though acquitted and discharged, once you have once it's a crime, even though acquitted and discharged, you are able to move to the next ladder to make sure that the case ends. And I now can about whether we can recover the money. So on the 78 counts, the money aspect was part of it. And this is the case where the judge is saying, 78 counts in this Skabia won't be an engine of credit. Skabia never existed. Or Skabia. That's the implication. Because
into 90 millionaire that why you say sky on. They say the Oma can intino. See, I can't say no case and I just again and this Skabia.
So now then we move from the criminal aspect to civil to be able to mitigate that again. So that's another area. Wow. Because now you are saying, Nipa no onye criminal. However, we think there's some monies that in the course of the process she might have admitted then let's use a civil procedure to get it. But in terms of whatever the crime was in the 78 counts, none of them ever existed, at least as of today. None of it ever existed. She never took any money. Everything was lawful, and she has been discharged of. That is the implication. Until we evoke those processes to say that, okay, this is a criminal matter, this was 70, but a civil procedure has rules of recovery relative to whether or not some of the, transactions, and whether or not you can prove that there are some funds in there, and then we can use that civil processes to get the money back. Otherwise, if we are basing on the ruling, it means that in totality, yes, it can be any ho, and it can be aje.
Where the and common I at the pa me bato me ba bless and common I at the honorable Sampine. Minim says say why ready, I will get ready to become the first vice chair of our beloved party MPP there. And then so maybe in your course, I will talk to production, any leadership. Now you says our case we yes international so ka nyame ya adom animu ya say next week Saturday be ya anka yentena so nanka yemfa wuntumi de no so enka because time no eko say agro ye de no na ade esenkurasefo you say me who say about 10 about 10 about 10 Ghana. Honorable Sampine has been with us for almost 3 hours now. It's not an easy thing. So Obeko radio near there. I would like to let us bring a curtain down on the program for today. However, mean to me ma monko just like that. Into the American say remember each and every panel biano 4 minutes to give me your closing remarks as to these cases we have dealt with. And then honorable edu side there also ube to me ade o campaign kakra afemwa na yetumi ede end. Let's start with Dr. Enoch. Dr. Enoch, first and foremost, I want to thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to learn from you and also to hear what you have to say. Your final words for the last 4 minutes, and then
thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Minia. I hope not to use it for all the 4 minutes so that possibly our father and senior brother, Mr. Sampine, can explain his campaign message.
Yeah.
But
yeah, don't cap with them clear.
You did say we have communicated and there is a take-home message. But the lesson we should learn from it is that when anybody has opportunity to do something, you have to do it. Okay? Because be neutral. So we didn't say we are MPP Nina when your power no be 8 years. Now near maybe I was we are we did say no papa no ko wada. Obi be say excuse my language. Obi be chere mu nyansa.
Yes.
And nyansa ni bi na yesu.
And ye hu no.
Say na yesu no say ono what you say say me to trade and mo 90 million in my move for grant and that why the name
lawyers
and there's and within the short time we and they are putting a discharge and watch them with Yansan and they are Supreme Court so see all the venue. I feel the civil case in the day now we say now we in your priority. The only take home message in say, ya platform. Any position here will be any politics monk. When your opinion, you will say, Major time wasting. Now, soon and she said, sometimes we need to tell the truth to ourselves.
Yes.
And people enjoying the opportunity by power. Ensuring for legal cases, and the sense of agency and Ghana him.
Okay. That's a doc. Lawyer, about 4 minutes. Also, closing. But like I said, I will need this panel back again. My name is production, my leadership, Bekasa. Now actually how I be to me constitute now. Ya be try or winity. We all want to kuno. By into trying the team, and I mean, Mr. Law, finally, I think I'll go to the law school. Law, I think I'll try it and see me to me. Anyways, but my 4 minutes now.
But that's it. I think the attorney said, Abina was very I also share any Americans here because discussions here, the bottom line is that oh my God, I bet Ebekoso. Because our diaspora now the kind of things that are happening. I mean, the kind of decisions and all these things that we've spoken about is very concerning. And every Ghanaian, whether it's MPP or is even some of those functionaries in the party, they have to be concerned that things are not, really as it ought to be. Because if you put these same circumstances, the way it's playing out, and you say that MPP comes to power and we put that same situation there, I'm so sure that NDC will have a cause to complain. And they will complain even much louder than perhaps the MPP appears to be doing. And so I think that for the love of country, they should pause the brake, pull over, and assess the way they are handling some of these issues. Because you cannot tell who will come to government the next time, right? So let's say MPP comes and wants to take the same tangent. It is not going to be good for us. And like I heard last week or two, I think a month ago, that when we were earlier talking about criminal libel, and they went to, as it were, arrest one person that they claimed to, he or she had said something untoward about the former Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. And I like the position of the former Vice President. The Senate says, we are not interested in catching people and all of that. The real work has to be done. And so that should be the position or the gesture. We should make sure we are doing the bidding for the people, development first, and not to, as it were, because you are and all of that, because that liberty or you should look at, like I said earlier, there are so many processes that you can say. So in law we call a path. So be baby sebio social media person, when yet somebody in authority and I say or command some resource, I can say, recruit this 100 metro men or elite people to execute a certain way. Maternity and all of that. You can clearly tell it's a path. So in law, who didn't they said the lady here or more than a call some time ago. It's like you are wasting state resources, more or less, So I think that energy should be geared towards the development of the state. And Mefasa Kwenye so Adamase Namada me chapter executive say what Odawa Dr. Sahada and Dr. Humo for that opportunity to be with you and to share my opinion on some of these national issues. Intimida Masipa.
Midasipa, not just a lawyer patra, me akwesi apie ya mini etu, mini ejan na manu keke na mu win kameka asem kra na nka your friend den path.
Yes.
Kame path keke, njan ki jame because okwatie you the state resources na ekwatie. So therefore o mabeti akutu and ade omoko and you waste state resources. And the energy should be channeled on delivering for the people and not intimidating or trying to gag people from talking, because a path, you made us say, patron legal word back why yes, a path. Yeah, social media, nina, you need path, okay, path. When I'm sure for that legal word. Honorable Dr. Excellency Sampai, Senior. We have missed you, and you have really done justice to the conversation. You brought politics where it was needed. One thing I loved about your submission today was the fact that OIMCC said they are a bad presidency and Sese is Ghana because Ochinebi Ekobasa Ebeha Adjene, and I think to me that speaks volume to me. Mepacho a final word now. Bibi da wani so abepe se yeti fu ibeti a o de no so ato na afi yetumi close in the program na meda say
final word woman Ghana na echichire enti memom de menya nka wo mon koso nya ni saa ebi say the more you do it the more you lose the goodwill na wunya ye no na ndisi wo mon no aye wo ma bi say that 1.5 million no munya difference no Mama Ekuluku said that be the Ghana a chewon, so amuya de omupe. But Ghana for na ebu no near Tikroma Titruno. Yenny him de ye for more, and Namino Kase. Petro, ɛyɛ 15 cedis. Diesel 18 cedis per liter. 2024 year free abamu net petrol 13 cedis. Net diesel 14 cedis. And net petrol 15 cedis. We call the stations are about 16 cedis. Diesel ranges between 17.99 to 18.65 per year. When in some kitty and in your mind daily on daily basis, no more air cost no. A year Ghana for papa. In terms of Moncoso, na Wamunia grown now, Wamudina Busiamuno. I'm saying, growing a Busiam now, here. What else you know what you now, one more time to know what tree no name what tree we are. I want to be a kaki or wear a leather. In terms of Moncoso, me, baby, you know, Madam Massey for the opportunity. Now, your chapters in your Pearl, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton, maybe a lawyer free, one can say, or can what is an idea canoe. You can't get them pepper. Woman, we need chapter elections, you know, I congratulate you, Pia, and none can council back branch now, Minia Auntie, secretary, or the big more, Madam Chair, Vicky, and the Council of Elders, Penifoni Yara, Mimobia Timqua, na Yemon Pies, oh, really? And then Butimka, Felix, Butimka, that's right. Me first advice. Me adum say Kotwaba September no. Me contest for first advice. We need the party that be America now before see about to election 2024. Me President Akufo-Addo ehia me no the Trump be been come close to an hour plus. Me catch and say you win election no cra me executive position bia. Observe say aden na nipa me potential for minister me see me executive position and I'm catching say party wa hoden no and na wo aban a o wa hoden tina me see meye adwuma ama party no alunti no eduru ho a ye nyina ye beba ye be momwa na mom ye campaign no because ye mu bi ye de kwa ne ye ne bia ma party no aye adwumaden ama party no the first party say ba na nya hoden alunti emre bedu menya mre na me no adu nko say de ka say me kuma wo na aka say be twediti no e de be twediti na nya adaje na the campaign na to free pa na me person bi ati say bi gina mu say meko as national affairs vice chairman na ma be wa ma party no e gina be bia na no bi na e gina ene ehihim no ya so mu yie na ban a party wa hoden no ene wo aban wa hoden me da Canada ko nyina ase ya me kan nyina ye ho o ma ye hoden ni o ma ye gansa ni nimdia ya de be koso da dia som party do bi bi ase.
Honorable Onyamin Srao, the mayor himself. Honorable Unim say Obesra Pew reading. Me no try picture view. Na me say me try da omo dey in be man no first vice in be man no. Na me release. Na me say me release. I know the first vice there. I know him. When I go on Srao pa what ya na any addict and say your premo mutime beje so na hey, Naya, oh, Bema, you go, Naya, Naya, Bema, your final word, but Naya, no problem. Naya, if you can come back and continue or finish off, that would be good. You better money now say, Majina, MPP, Canada, Public Affairs Series, what's your na group, Nina, Nemuna, Madam, I say, yeah, Doctor Waha, me person or no, and a vote of thanks, no, Edema unso badi or Kasa, a talkumem, a Juma and the Mabayan Wahano. So ni na ye bon pa ye say sa legal issue we dey yenya na sa na ye be chiri no china obi ko ba bi na say political party A and B editora when you the right accoutrement here obetumi ne say nipa kono e dey attentam enunti Dr. Humu Mpacho say wo ho a ka man vote of thanks nanka yemfa program no emre we ye say ha adwene a so obetumi a Dr. Humu Mpacho Dr. Humu, are you there to give us the vote of thanks? Oh, sorry. Please, now we can hear you, so speak. Oh, I cannot. You still can't unmute? Aha, yetepa. Aha.
What I want to say is I just want to thank every one of you, especially the panelists as well, and Mr. Flex and Naya for the opportunity. This is to more of sessions that we'll be bringing to the audience, and we hope that everybody will continue to follow our TikTok page as well, which is Watiana. And please, if there are any recommendations from the audience as well, we are happy to hear from you. Thank you so much for being with us the whole of today. I think we've been on the call for almost 3 hours, as you say. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for sharing your opinions as well. And thank you once again to our panelists and to our great team, the Watiana team as well. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Watiana, this is the place for all the facts that you need. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Humu. Commander Mo. Commander Mo, are you there? Okay, I'm saying Commander for Atunsium. Intino, Dr. Japan, sorry, Lawyer Japan. Say for bringing your legal. I would actually take your number. Cause me no matter me let us say me by airport to bet me. There's all chire me dia me ya omonche me said they be meet me akọ Ghana. I answer dia me ya thank you. Naya, love you always, love you so much. You are such a wonderful blessing to this team, and we love you so much for your dedication. Despite short notices and whatsoever, no, you are always on point, you are always ready, looking beautiful as ever and intelligent as you could ever be. And I love that about you. Your final goodbyes now into me and sorry, so that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I must recommend and thank you so much as my senior colleague in this game.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so delighted to be always learning from you.
Yes.
Low key. I'm learning a lot from you. Sir. I must also thank the Watiana team. I'm so grateful and humble to get this opportunity. And I will say that thank you to you all. I will always advocate that we all go to the Watiana page to go and follow the page so that subsequent episode we can come live with the page. Thank you so much, senior fellas. Thank you to our great intellectual men, and I'm so humbled to hear Honorable Sampai and our other honorable doctors and as well. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm always humble and under your wings. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Dr. Enoch, thank you. Big Mo. Yapon, Afena, o Eyinatum. 1 minute pena mean to me and sign it out. 1 minute talk there. Oh, BB can and I say, I
think that Meda was in Jumapa when Quinaya, my born and name. I think that you guys need to be recommended. And Juma Mobo, so I saw you in Papa. And Kakra made the account about Watiana say a for Amohano. The best will be say Obefa phones this year na what joining Watiana because you want probably the mamo. Say Slim Flex one Naya Mabo Jumai. Everybody whoever say Obeti, no credit about your mind Ghana no. Try say the piano Obeti me Iden. Abe joining Yeshui. Na yɛde mpanimfoɔ a yɛde wɔn bɛba nso wɔn tima bɛyɛ justice to the programs a yɛde bɛba nti ɛyɛ nase I think sɛ manjoin ntɛm nti next time na yɛbɛjoin ne mo na kakra yɛnso yɛwɔ no yɛde abɛbɛka mo ho nti yɛyɛ abatobɔ deɛ thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My commander no the whole Canada #1 commander I organize an anchors in the Mr. Mo Onyankopɔn nhyira nti etefo ebio Watiana WOATE na ANAA now the question mark na ka me patcho mun follow yen ye pese ye started the page na nkasa edi programs nanso say yenya organic following na emwa enti ye besere the way I will see follow Felix Apia for 6 years, no. What yana so ye Felix Apia so edien a group wa wom inti monfa mene na ya hodo any group no hodo any group na adwuma so ayeye na monfa follow yen. Karma is real. Onyankopon nhyira papa eneme ko hu se we display what yana page no so pa wa like every post to repost ni ade Onyankopon enkoso nhyira ochina se ofa train a udu train station na ote se chukuchuku no eba na ye wati anana eda mo ase se akoko ni ewo fie so na oti kokroko a na ye wati ana na eda wase yeso a ye we brutri se ote se pigeon ana no ma no ye twetwe a na ye wati ana team no na eda mo ase onyame ya adomo a be on the lookout for us because I believe the program we need be better as soon sooner than we expected. Keep visiting our pages, keep following us, and let's keep the spirit alive. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Wati Ana. Wati Ana Onte ya any idea bro no. Bye bye.
Bye. When I have free wine, okay.
When I doc say ya free, doctor say ya free. Why? Doc there's so case free and so free. Doc obe free. One free cry me man free. Why? Obe free. Aye. All right. Bye bye. Bye bye. That's it. All right. Yadamuni na so I say YouTube phone na yadamu atapa ma ya je. Onyame nhyira mo.